The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Strawberry Fields Forever, Take 7, remix from 4-track, Take 6.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Nothing is real, and nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields forever. Living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. No one I think is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is, you can't, tune in, but it's alright. That is, I think it's not too bad. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Nothing is real, nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields forever. Always know, sometimes think it's me. But I know when it's a dream. I think I know, yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Fields. Nothing is real.
Shag a pony.
Nothing to get hung about. Strawberry Fields forever.
They cancelled Brexit.
Strawberry Fields forever.
Are you mad?
Strawberry Fields forever.
Kath was a dick.
I've got a mouth full of sausage.
No, that's the wrong answer.
You can pack that in as soon as you like.
Don't be so silly, Kath. Why does life have to be so unfair?
It's the Beatles. Beatles. Get over yourself, hippies. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Here's the thing. £35 for a flipping movie ticket? We went to the Odeon in Leicester Square. Let's name and shame those guys. Why does it sound so echoey? Does it sound echoey?
It is echoey.
Can you go on to that one? Because I think there might be a problem with that.
Mic,
Can you go?
yeah.
Can we swap mics? There we go. Let's just turn this one off, Sam. Let's just turn that one off. There we go. That's better. There we go. There we're working. These are slightly different headphones as well, but that's fine. So we went to the Odeon Leicester Square to see Us. Great film. Is it Jordan Peele? Is that the gentleman, the guy behind
Yeah.
Get Out?
Lupita Nyong'o.
Sorry? And Tim Heidecker's in it. Look at me naming a white guy in what is essentially a black movie. But Tim Heidecker's in it. I'm a big fan. It's a great film. No spoilers from us, right? It is a great film. I'm not quite sure how you class it. Horror, thriller, suspense, comedy. I don't know. It's all in there. Really, really good film, right? And it was on a few different cinemas in London, but we really wanted to make the 6 o'clock showing. It was only being shown at 6 o'clock at the Odeon Leicester Square that they've just reopened a while ago. So we got there and we were hungry. So Kath was going to get food. Why didn't we end up getting food in the end?
Well, like normally where the food is, there's food there to show you what they're cooking. And it was completely empty, like nothing there at all.
Yeah.
And it was only after I'd been standing there for a while and I got sent further along away from it to get everything, that I realised that there had been a guy standing there waiting for someone else's order for the entire time we'd been there. So no movement whatsoever.
So I'm then at the ticket machine sorting out the tickets for the film, right? And I did it, and I paid, and then all these bits of paper came out, but none of them were tickets. So I went up to the dude at the door. I said, "Dude, how am I supposed to know what tickets?" He said, "Oh, no, these aren't your tickets. These are receipts, and that these aren't even your receipts. Oh, look, if you said this receipt says cancelled, so you've not bought tickets." I went, "All right, fine." So I went back to the machine. Already, I'm fuming, right? And I'm choosing the tickets, and it's got one section, Royal Box, right? It's not actually a box. It's just some... So I'll see how much they are. Clicked on those. It said 35 quid. I thought, that's not bad. That's not bad London price. 2 tickets, 35 quid a ticket! £35 a ticket for one seat to see a film!
Right, now...
35 quid to see a film! One ticket!
He was doing this all the way up the stairs, really loud.
With swears.
With swears.
Every member of staff, I went, 35 effing quid a ticket. Are you nuts? Went upstairs. I started to walk to the toilets, and the lady said, "Oh, these are the ladies." She said it in quite a smug, arrogant way. The gentleman's over there. I said, "Yeah, is it 35 effing quid to have a piss?" And as I walked into the toilet, I went, 35 effing quid. I wasn't doing it for... I just could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. We ended up paying £17.50 a ticket, which is pricey. It's pricey. Central London, it's the higher end for Central London, right?
It was Leicester Square.
We could have gone 14 quid for a cinema down the road. But, so I walked into the cinema, into the toilet, and I went, 35 effing quid. Then Smug Bollocks... and his mate...
I don't think that's what was on his badge.
2 people that worked there. Whoa, flipping heck, man. I walked past, and saying it to no one in particular, 35 effing quid a ticket. And Smug Bollock says, "They are really good seats." I went, 35 effing quid? What I wanted to say, and I didn't, was, I'd expect to get tugged off for that. 30...
By the way, no, and not for $17.50 either.
35 effing quid. Right, so had a wee, came out, Kath told me later on, you should have told me at the time...
I didn't want to inflame the situation any further.
You should have told me at the time that people were shouting abuse at me.
Well, they weren't shouting abuse. There was one sarky arse who waited till you'd shut the door and then went, "Have a nice day."
Yeah, you'll have a nice day, because I'm going to track you down. I'm going to punch you in the neck.
Don't worry, I gave him one of my hard stares.
OK, well, that's fair enough. It was worse than a punch in the neck. So then we get in... So then we show the tickets to the lady, and fair play, the lady took us to our seats. Because I wouldn't have been able to... Because I find the lettering and number system so difficult in cinemas.
I think she wanted to make sure you weren't going to kick off in there.
So we went in, right? We're sat... £17.50 a ticket, right? We are sat miles away... from not the biggest screen I've ever seen in my life.
I've seen bigger.
It wasn't a big screen. Sound was great. The sound was great.
Bit loud, I thought.
It was not a big screen. And we're sat miles away, right? In kind of plush seats. But
mine was really creaky.
I didn't have enough legroom. But we could have got recliners. So there's we had standard, the $17.50.
I mean, they were good seats.
Then there are super recliners that I think are 25 quid. I'm not sure. And then there's the Royal Box that is £35. It's not a box. It's just a row of seats. I went and looked at them. It's just a row of seats. 35 quid, £35 a seat.
Yeah.
For a film. No. What the hell is going on? And then here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So we didn't have any food, so we're hungry.
Well, we had a bag of crisps each.
We had a bag of crisps. We really wanted a hot dog. So we had a bag of crisps, right? And then, all the way through it, right on the other side of the cinema...
Miles away.
No,
you're not doing it right. They were talking in normal voices.
They were talking in normal voices, right?
Not even whispering.
It wasn't... They were so close to getting up, "Will you shut the F up?" So close, and I was going to do it. But it was just below the line. Just below the line. If it... just below the line... Here's the thing, right? So we paid £17.50. All right, we were in the cheap seats. We weren't in the £35. So we were in the... Right, OK. So the young lady showed us in... Well, if we're paying that much, have someone in the screen. Have a member of staff in... Don't pretend. Don't pretend you've got an usher service when you haven't. Showing someone to your seats is not the full Usher experience. That's okay. Oh, it's like the old days when they show you seats. Oh, yeah, that's fine. But what they'd also have in the old days that you millennials don't know about, they would have a member of staff with a torch.
Yes. A torch of shame.
At the back of the cinema. And if someone was talking, they would shine the torch on them and say, shh. And if they did it a second time, they would be escorted out.
Yeah.
Right? So Odeon lessons, give me this. Oh, it's an Usherette experience. No, it's not. It's not. It was a bollocks experience. 30. Honestly, I'm sorry to go on about it. No, I'm not sorry to go on about it. This is what's wrong with This is not the Brexit I voted for. £35. And then everyone online going, oh, but you paid it. No, I didn't. No. I am never paying... I would balk at paying £35 to go and see a play. I'm never paying £35. If I pay £35 to see a film, I want 4 DVDs of that film. And a DVD player. You can get a DVD player, 15 quid, Tesco's, right? A film, a tenner. So you can get the DVD player and 2 copies of the DVD for the price they're charging for a ticket. 1 ticket for a film. It's a film. The film was 90 minutes long.
Another thing, what was to stop us from going and sitting in the quote-unquote better seats? Because there was no one in there and no one with a torch.
Fuming, man. I'm fuming. I think I've got polyps.
No, I think you've just been shouting.
No, I think I've got polyps. It's an ongoing thing, and I think I might have to probably have a throat operation. But that's by the by. So £35. Now listen, I don't live in London. London prices for a film, I think Us has just come out this week. You're looking at between 14 and 18 quid.
They're lucky it was a good film.
Mate.
Imagine if we'd gone to see A Star Is Born at that price.
Alive. 35 quid is taking the Michael. And I hope... I use... I think I use an Odeon. I think it's an Odeon in Aylesbury. Great, happy, great. But do you know what? I hope you go bust. I hope you go bust, Odeon, because that is... You might as well have just had someone with a gun and a mask at the entrance just go and give us your wallet. Give us your wallet and your PIN number. Take it! Honestly, I'm speechless. Well, not speechless. I've done 15 minutes on it. Yeah. I'm fuming. I am fuming. So tonight's phone-in is what's the most you've ever paid for a film? 30? Who's paying that? Like Prince Charles gets to films free.
Hey, it was virtually empty. No one's paying that.
No one's paying. I hope that place goes bust. And all the smug winkers that were working there that just... honestly, I was walking through... I was not doing it for effect. I was in shock. I just kept going very loudly. 35 effing quid. And the smug look. I mean, there are kids working in there, but the smug look those kids get. And that bloke, well, they are very good seats. Get stuffed. Very good seats. Are you nuts? 35 quid. Flipping it, man. You want to know something? That's not the most angry I've been this evening either. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
So that's not £35 a ticket. So that's not the thing that's got me the most angry today. And I was angry, right? So then we come out of the cinema about 8:30, I believe that to be the case, right? And I've got an email. You know, my mum is in a care home, right? I had a lovely day today, clearing out the garage. Lovely day clearing out the garage. What an idiot. But I found my mum and dad's wedding album. I kind of knew it was in there, but I haven't looked at it for years. And I found some really nice pictures of, almost everybody in those pictures is dead now. That's life. It's the circle of life. It was really nice, right? It's really nice. I showed them on Periscope. So then I come out. So my mum's in a care home. She's 60. What year is it? No, she's 68. She's been in the care home for about 10 or 12 years because she's got really bad MS. Probably a bit longer, maybe 12, 13 years. She's got really bad MS, okay? And here's the thing. So physically, she can do very, very little. She's completely dependent on them for her physical needs. She's doubly incontinent. She can't walk. She's in an electric wheelchair. Her speech is slurred. She struggles to feed herself. Sometimes she can, sometimes she can't. Completely dependent on them. And also her MS, I suspect she may have dementia as well. I don't know. But her MS has affected her brain, which is quite unusual for people with MS. If you've got MS, don't worry. Not everyone has this. But in that she gets very, very confused. My dad died about 5 or 6 years ago. She'll talk about him. She thinks that the care home she lives in is work. She talks about being at work. You'll go and sit with her for an hour. You'll hear the same story 5 times, right? Doesn't know. If I were to phone her up now, she wouldn't know what day. Literally wouldn't know what day it was, right? So we come out of the cinema at 8:30, and I get a message that was an email that was sent to me at 7:48 tonight, right, from the care home saying, "Hi Ian, hope you're well. Could you please let me know what is the best time to contact you tomorrow, as I would like to speak to you, if possible." Now, whenever you get an email like that, it's normally about money, right? And I fret about these things, Catherine. It's about money because this care home. Well, she was paying £1,500 a week until she used up all her money and the council stepped in. I think she pays maybe £200 a week now and the council pays £700 a week. I don't know, but she spent well over £220,000 of her own money, right? And she pays 250 quid a week. I'd have to double check the figures. So I emailed at 8:30 and said 8:21. "Hi, I can give you a call in the morning. Is everything okay? I'm around now if it's not." 3 minutes later, "If you don't mind, please call me now." Okay, so I phoned up, right? I phoned them at, let's see what time I phoned them. I phoned them at 8:43 in the back of an Uber, and I would like to apologise to the Uber driver for my language, because I was still smarting over £35 a ticket gate. So I was not in the best of moods. So I phoned up. I said, "Hi, it's Ian. Is everything all right?" "Yeah, Ian, just to let you know that yesterday your mum got out of the care home on her own and we couldn't find her, and then eventually someone found her in the next street sunbathing." I said, I beg your pardon? "Yeah, your mum got out of the care home on her own. We don't know how, and she was found in the next street, sunbathing." Right. Okay. So you couldn't find? We couldn't find her. She was missing. She was missing. Right. Okay. How long was she missing for? We think about an hour. We think about an hour. We think.
I heard her saying that we were getting all the other residents out of bed, so...
Yeah, we think about an hour. Okay, here's the thing, right? My mum drives an electric wheelchair, which she's terrible at driving. Absolutely terrible. Her room is covered in smashes, and she's terrible at driving because she's got no hand-eye coordination. She can't see very well. And the road that the care home is on is a really, really busy road. Really busy road. I hate taking her out to the cinema and stuff because it's a really busy road, okay? If she... And I've been out with her where my boys drive her now, but I've seen her drive herself, and I've had to grab the steering the steering stick because she's veering to the road, okay? Or she's trying to go up the curb, but she's not going up the dip in the curve, and it starts tipping. So she could have been tipped out. They're heavy. These electric wheelchairs are heavy. You can't lift them. That falls on you. She could have been tipped out, or she could have gone into the main road, right, and been, I don't know, killed. At this point in the phone call, I went flipping mad. And I was effing and jeffing like nobody's business. I said, right, how did she get out? We don't know. To get out, you have to press like a sort of button to get out, right? But my mum can't do it. She can't do it. So how did she get out? We don't know. Maybe one of the other residents let her out. Okay. I said, right, well, you've got a camera on the door, haven't you? So you can... No, we don't have a camera on the door. So anyone can come and go, right? It's slightly difficult to get in, but I've got in. You just see a resident, you tap on the door, they let you in. They don't ask you any questions. Why should they? So anyone can get in or out, right? I said, okay, right. So she was gone, you think, for an hour, and you don't know how she got out, and you haven't got a camera there. I said, right, this happened she said, what time? At 11 o'clock Sunday morning. I said, right, it's 8:30 Monday evening. I've got power of attorney. Me and my sister have got power of attorney. So any medical decisions and financial decisions, they have to phone me or my sister. It's generally me. They have to phone us up. Even if it's a doctor wants to prescribe a medication, it's like they're prescribing the medication to me. They have to tell me and check with me that I'm cool with that, right? Everything. I said, right, it's nearly 36 hours since it happened. Just wondered why you're only phoning me now. I wasn't this calm at all. I was effing. I was furious. Why are you only telling me now? Someone phoned you, and someone did phone you yesterday. They couldn't get through to you. Now, I changed my phone number about a year ago. And I am very confident the care home has got my new phone number. I'm very confident it's in their office.
She rang you?
No, she didn't. I rang her. I'm very confident they've got my new phone number. Very confident. I said, but then she said they got it from, maybe they got it from Mum's folder. Okay. I said, well, I didn't get a message. I didn't get a phone call. They left a message. Well, I've checked. They hadn't left a message. I said, right, okay. How many times did they phone me? We don't know. Right, okay, right, fair enough. So they couldn't get hold of me? No. I said, you got hold of me tonight? Yeah, because I wanted to... I said, no. You're telling me they couldn't get hold of me, but you've got hold of me because you sent me an email. So the whole thing about them not being able to get hold of me is bollocks. Because you got hold of me. So if they wanted to get hold of me, they could have got hold of me. They've also got my sister's phone number. So I don't answer. You phone my sister up immediately. I went nuts. I said, well, thanks very much. Because this is going to be tonight's radio show, Leonard Cheshire Disability, How You Lost My Mum. She said, oh, no, please don't mention it on the radio tonight. I said, sorry? She goes, please don't mention it on the radio tonight. I'm launching an investigation. I said, well, that's great news for you. That's brilliant. You launch your investigation, which I'm not actually interested in the investigation you do. I want your superiors to launch an investigation because you've proved yourself to be incompetent. I said, I don't give a shit. A, you don't tell me what to do on my radio show. And B, you are getting paid a lot of money to look after the most precious thing in my life. Beside my boys, my mum is the most precious thing in my life, and you lost her for at least an hour, and I'm only finding out about it 36 flipping hours later. And then I did get a little bit hyperbolics. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue the company. I'm suing the home. I'm suing everybody. Please don't mention it on the radio. I'm going to mention it on the radio. And I'm going to tell the story as you've told me this. I'm not going to embellish it. I'm not going to exaggerate. I'm going to tell you the story. And I say, for the sake of the record, I was effing and jeffing. I was swearing, right? And because I was angry and I was upset and I was scared because she could have been killed. She could have been killed. I've seen death in the last month. I've held someone's hand while they died and were brought back to life, right? So it is very prescient to me that death is... We're all just a fag paper away from not being alive anymore, and she could have been killed. She could have been killed. And she said, well, I'll get my boss to phone you up. I said, I don't want to speak to your boss. Your boss is nothing to me. I want the CEO of your company to phone me up. Well, I said, look, they phone me up before 10 o'clock. They might be able to talk me out of talking about it on the radio. If they can say something to me that proves that something is being done. But if not, I'm doing it. Well, I didn't get a phone call. So I put this out there now. Leonard Cheshire, what the flipping hell are you doing with my mum? There's been so many other things. The robbery, a woman who inserted her fingers into my mum in a terrible way, thinking she was cleaning her. So many things, right? What the hell are you doing? If anyone's listening, you can phone up. You can send us a statement. Anything. But I swear to God, man, you are looking after my mum for about 900 quid a week. It was 1,500 quid a week. And you're not doing the job. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's why I've been hesitant to talk about the mistakes they've made in the past. Because I'm scared they'll kick her out. I'm really scared they'll kick her out. And we've talked about this before, about how when it went from her paying for it to the council funding, she nearly got kicked out and moved to another home because of money, right? And I'm terrified that if I kick up a stink, and there are so many other families that like this, if I kick up a stink, she gets moved out of the home that she has lived in for the past 12, 13, 14 years, however long it is, and she calls that place home, right? Well, do you know what, dear listener? You are now my witness, OK? We are going to follow this to its conclusion, and we might have to go quiet for a bit if it does go legal, but you're going to follow this to the conclusion, and boy, oh boy, if she does get kicked out of that home, I'm giving you names and I'm giving you email addresses of people to contact. Because, if she gets kicked out because I've kicked up a fuss because they lost her for an hour, right, then that is shameful and that is shocking. So you better not kick her out of that home. You better not kick her out of that home. Because boy, oh boy, you're going to be in trouble. I've got names and I've got numbers and I've got stories to tell, all right? Furious. I shouldn't have sworn it. I shouldn't have spoken the way I did. But also, she wouldn't shut up. She would not shut up. She was just covering her own backside. That's all they do, is cover their own backsides.
Care Quality Commission.
Well, yeah, Care Quality Commission. MP, I think the MP is Dominic Grieve, who is actually brilliant in these situations. I'm a big fan of Dominic Grieve. I think it's him. Big fan of him because I've seen him at loads of the do's that they have there. Big fan. So Care Quality Commission, Dominic Grieve. Any newspapers want to talk to me, I'm up for that. I'll get in touch with the One Show again. I will shout loudly about this because here's the thing, right? She wasn't hit. They found her. But imagine if they hadn't.
I can imagine it because I've been to inquests of people who've got out of care homes. I went to one in particular that will stay with me forever where they found him in a river. No one knew how he got out. Not good enough. We can't get in and out the doors at work, right?
No.
Without someone seeing us and giving us permission to come in and out. How on earth are they wandering in and out? Why is there no camera?
They don't have a camera. That was the thing. I always thought there was a camera. No, we don't have a camera. It's so easy to get in that place. You're supposed to press an intercom, right? But you just see a resident. Could you let us in? Of course they let you in.
They live there.
Yeah. So easy. So I'm furious. I'm really sorry. The first 30 minutes have been quite a self-indulgent moan. I'm guessing Doug isn't liking it. That's a pity, Doug. Never mind. Good luck listening to Brexit FM, right? This is real life. You don't like it? Tough. Bit of a Burke, am I? Tough. Jog on, fella. Here's the thing, right? The people will go. It's the same thing with a couple of the calls we've had of people phoning in asking for help. People will go, yeah, well, they're only getting help because they got a radio show. Ian, you're only going to get help because you got a radio show. If I don't speak up, right, hopefully by speaking up, this will stop it happening to anyone else. This will stop it happening to your nan or your husband or your son. They've got young people in that place as well. This could stop it happening. This is awful. This is awful. What? It's such a busy area. I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. Anyway, I will let you know how it progresses. Trust me, I'm going to be speaking to them tomorrow. There's going to be some very angry phone calls. I remember when I was putting Mum on the One Show with me, right? To actually kind of say that the care home was all right, but about the problem we had keeping her in there, the PR guy for the company phoned me up, right? And because I think he'd done PR for the Samaritans, and because we'd worked with him, he thought it was like the old school tie, mates club. Come on, Ian, we've worked together before. Maybe you can just let us know what's going on. It doesn't work like that. This isn't a commodity, right? I'm not enjoying doing this rant. I'm not doing this rant for listeners to get more listeners. I'll probably lose listeners for doing this rant. I'm doing this rant because I have a voice and I have a microphone and I have a mum who I am completely in love with, and she deserves better than that. Our vulnerable, our elderly, our ill deserve better treatment than that. And I'm furious. Anyway, onwards and upwards, 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
No, Doug, I didn't like being called a Burke in your tweet, mate, because I can see you slagging off the show. You know what Burke means, don't you? Berkeley Hunt. You know what it means. So, no lol. Yeah, I didn't like your rude tweet when I'm doing a show, mate. So either call in or switch off and jog on. All right? Flipping it. The state of some of these people. Ken, what do you want?
Hello?
Yes, Ken.
Oh, I didn't hear you say my name there, Ian. Yes, about this Brexit situation.
Oh, get lost. No. Let's try Roger. Good evening, Roger.
Good evening, Ian and
Did we just have Ken from Newcastle start a call with, about this Brexit situation?
I think she thinks you're Tom Sawbrick, to be honest.
There we go.
Did he try and get on with the show before or something? Yes, he did.
About this Brexit situation from Ken in Newcastle. Thanks for listening, mate. Not a chance.
Oh.
Good evening, Roger. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad. I had a bit of a rubbish email today because I had another job rejection. But
you keep. Roger and I play video games together, and every time we join up for another disappointing session, he'll go, "I've just filled out a job application form," and you're getting a lot of knockbacks, man. But well done for keep going. Keeping going.
Yeah. I just got to keep going, and don't apologise for being angry, mate. Don't apologise. You've got every right to be angry. Me granddad was in a care home for the last few years of his life. And he had dementia. He couldn't really walk near the end. And he could never remember.
Yeah.
He'd always forget that he couldn't walk. And I think it were a case somebody had not put the sides of his bed up to keep him in, and he fell out of bed trying to get out of bed.
Oh, no.
Luckily, we were in the position where I think my sister and his wife, who he'd remarried after my grandma had died years later, and got him out of there, got him into a specialist dementia place.
Here's the thing, Roger. This is one of the best places. Where she is one of the better places. Imagine! It's one of the better ones!
I'm shocked about how easy it was to get out, because the one that you needed a code.
Well, here's the thing, right? Residents are allowed to come and go, right? But I think they need to. Well, obviously they need to give. Because not everyone there. A lot of people there are physically. I don't know what the right word is. Disabled. Thank you. Physically disabled, and some of them have cognition problems, shall we say, like my mum. But it's primarily for physically disabled. Okay. And you'll often see one or two of them going up and down the shops. Sometimes they go with a carer. Some are well enough to go on their own, right? But surely you need to have someone log in who's coming and going.
Here's the thing, right? When you wanted to take your mum out for the filming, they were all over that.
Oh God! When I took her out for the one show, they didn't want her to go. What you taking her out for the filming? What are you filming? Can we ask what it is you're filming? No.
Yeah, none
of your business.
They hinted that they weren't going to give her permission to leave the house.
Outrageous.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you talking about that.
Oh, please don't mention it on your show tonight. Don't tell me what to do on the show. And also, this is my mum. Yeah. This is my mum you're talking about. It's not like you're a car valet service and you've scratched my car. Please don't talk about it on the show. Let's see what. Because all right, maybe we'll talk. Maybe I'll hold it for a night and we'll see what your boss says tomorrow. If you scratch my car at a car. This is my mum who could have been killed. That's not an exaggeration. Yeah. She could have been killed.
Yeah. And that's you got a right to be angry. You've got a right to have a rant. You've got to vote. As you were saying about the stuff with Nigel and other callers that you've helped in the past, and it's like, well, of course you're going to try and do something. Why wouldn't you? Just because you've got a radio show and they're a listener, and I can't help because it's unfair on other people.
Yeah, we get so many tweets and Nigel's on next, so I'm looking forward to talking to Nigel. It's his birthday. But so many people saying, well, don't forget, of course, all of the many people that fall through the cracks. We know about the many people that fall through the cracks. Are you saying we shouldn't help one person because of the many people that fall through the cracks? Or are you saying we should try and help all of the people? What do you want? We're doing our best.
Yeah. Well, since that Nigel's on next, do you fancy a quick clunky gear change?
Yeah, go on. Yes, please, mate.
You want to? It's about your other subject.
Here we go. Go on.
So you're paying an exorbitant amount for the cinema. I remember reading about that. Those 35 quid tickets. You were Odeon Leicester Square, weren't they?
Yes, it was, mate.
Yes, I remember reading about that.
This,
nearly falling off my chair.
£35 for one ticket to see a film.
And can we emphasise that you didn't pay that?
No, I didn't pay that. Of course I'm not going to pay it. I'm not a mug.
Because I'm getting someone tweeting me saying, "Are you sure, Kath?" I went, "Well, I was there, so yeah, I'm sure." He didn't pay that. He refused to, but he was staggered.
Yeah, but what you paid instead?
£17.50.
As a penny pinching northerner, I'm like, what?
It's still expensive.
It's expensive. It's Leicester Square. It's the home of movies. It's a film that's just out. I get it. I mean, I was still balking at it. We were going to go to a cheaper cinema, but that film was too late, and I really wanted to see it. But still, yeah, that's 35 quid that we've spent to see a film. But still, we both got to see it for 35 quid instead of £70. If we'd gone for the Royal Box, which isn't a box, you can call it a Royal Box. It was just a row of seats. It wasn't a box.
Sounds like it's the VIP seats that I like. The cinema that I use in Doncaster, and dare I say, I picked a beautiful, perfect front and centre seat to see Captain Marvel.
Beautiful.
Few seats away from the old man because he prefers the end seat.
Yeah,
bless him.
My kids like sitting on their own in the cinema. You know, they feel very. If the cinema's empty, can we go and sit a couple of rows in front? Yeah, I'll sit here on my own like a sad old man. You go and sit, and they feel grown up, and I'm sure it makes your dad feel grown up as well.
I just like the way it works. It's nice where the seat's positioned. I don't have to move my head because my field of vision.
Very lazy man. Very lazy man. Doesn't even want to move his head to watch a movie. Great.
Well, dare I tell you how much that seat cost?
I bet it was like £6.
Yeah.
Was it?
£5.99.
There you go. You see, and that's it. And people, with rip-offs like 35 quid, people wonder why BitTorrents and streaming and Hulu and websites like that are doing so well. It's because people can't afford it.
Yeah, I prefer watching. I prefer watching stuff at home personally. Yeah. Although when it comes, it's not often I get to the cinema because where it is, I don't like where it is, and finding the seat. There used to be a brilliant little Odeon in Doncaster town centre, and I miss that place.
Yes. Hey, listen, man, I had a win on Apex Legends yesterday.
Hey!
Here we go. Things are looking up.
Nice.
Hey, nice one, Roger. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to go to Nigel next. It's his birthday. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative, weeknights from 10 on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The late night alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Here's another thing as well. So 5 minutes into the call, I said, you know what? You've not said sorry yet. I was just about to. First thing. Really sorry, Iain. Got a bit of bad news. There's been a bit of a problem. That's what you do. Or maybe the second thing. You say something, you think they're dead. But, arse covering. I hope not. I really hope not. That's what it feels like is going to be going on now. Arse covering. Happened at 11 o'clock yesterday. How long was she gone for? An hour, we think. We think an hour. So you don't know. Don't know. Could have been longer. Who was on duty? I can't tell you that. Because they're now comes the arse covering.
The question I was really interested in because I heard her repeatedly saying to you, but we tried to contact, we couldn't get hold of you.
Yeah.
And you said, how many times did they call me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know.
She's had 36 hours to ask that question. Yeah. It should be written down. Surely procedure is.
And I was told they'd left. She said, were they left a message? Well, you didn't. I checked my messages straight after. You didn't. All right. I'd like to see what phone number they've got. Maybe they've got my old number, but straight underneath my number in that file is my sister's number. You phone her straight away.
You get a human being on the end of the phone.
All right, you don't get that. You've got my email address. Send me an email. You don't just. Here's what I think, and I really look forward to seeing the call logs because I'm going to be asking it. But any lawyers listening, I really look forward to seeing the call logs because I want to know exactly when they phone me and how many times they phone me.
Yeah.
Let's see that. Oh, we don't have that. That's what we're going to get. Oh, don't have that. Can I see the paperwork? Don't have that.
No,
maybe I'm being harsh. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt that they're going to do a proper, thorough investigation and they're going to tell me exactly what happened, exactly how much risk she was at, and what they're going to do to make sure it doesn't happen again. Shall we?
All I know is that phone call tonight, you've got nothing written down.
No. Oh, happy birthday to you. Come on, Sam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nigel. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Hey! Now listen, Nigel. I've made a boo-boo, right? I sent you a couple of CDs. Did you get what CDs did you get?
Yeah. I didn't know. It doesn't say who they come from.
They came from us.
Package.
They came from me and Catherine.
Came from you.
But I forgot to gift. I forgot to gift wrap them. So which ones have come through the post for you?
First of all, it was the Miley Cyrus backing tape.
Miley Cyrus karaoke. Yes, sir. What else?
You're welcome.
Tape to sing to, and then the second one was the Barry Manilow.
Okay. I think you've got a Beatles coming as well.
Have I?
Yeah, I think so. And also, because I did it late at night on Friday night, about 2:30.
Amazon. It comes from.
That's it. I've also got for you. Here's the thing. The Beatles one got sent to me, so I'm going to get that sent out to you. We'll get that in the post in the next couple of days. You'll have that by the end of the week. Beatles karaoke.
Is it some of the old songs, Hard Day's Night on it?
I'm going to tell you what's on there. We've got She Loves You, From Me to You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love.
Sort of things that are quite easy to sing to, aren't they?
Yeah, with a little help from my... I can imagine you doing a blinding version of With a Little Help from My Friends.
Things like... I've forgotten all those songs. It's a hard day's night.
That one's not on there.
I've been watching you all day.
That's weird.
That's all the words.
That's weird. That one's not on there.
I know the tunes, anyway.
I'll be the judge of that.
It gives you the words as well.
We just wanted to say happy birthday. So you got those CDs, and we got the Beatles. You'll get that later in the week, mate. Happy birthday.
Just the one. Thank you. Just the one more tape CD coming.
I think it's just the one more. Let me just double triple check because I was looking at a Neil Diamond one as well.
What I was after was the Madonna videos. Madonna.
Yeah.
The one I can't get in HMV, which I was going to buy myself, was the Virgin tour, the very first one she did. You know,
toured for the very first time. Well, who knows? Christmas is coming, Nigel. You know, you might get it for Christmas. I think 3 CDs for your birthday is.
You can't get them very easily now because it's about 30 years old.
Oh, do you want it on VHS?
No, you should be able to get it on DVD.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday, I bought In Bed with Madonna for myself yesterday.
Oh, you mucky put.
Oh, we've lost you, Nigel.
The documentary In Bed with Madonna.
Yes.
That's a great film, video.
Right.
It's got all the best bits of Madonna when she was about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So I've got that to look at. But I couldn't get the Virgin Tour one, the first one that came out that she did.
Yes.
Mm. So I went to see my girlfriend that works for Helen Grant with Katie.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I took a video of us together in the office. I'm going to put that on YouTube tomorrow. If you want to go to my go to my Facebook now.
I can't right now because I'm a little bit busy with the computer. I'm tweeting furiously.
I put your DVDs and my birthday message on Facebook for people to look at. Anyway,
did you have a nice day?
Yes, because I went into town and put that stuff on YouTube.
Beautiful. Are we going to get a birthday song from you tonight?
Well, did you get my messages on Twitter? Some serious ones.
We were a bit busy last night. We were working.
Oh, about the man banging on the window, because I was practising at 9 o'clock and you banged on the window and frightened me, the man upstairs.
Oh, I didn't see that message. No, I didn't see that message.
No, you upset me.
Okay. Well,
I'm frightened to make a noise now.
What, 9 o'clock in the morning?
No, 9 o'clock in the evening. 8:30 I started.
You should have called the police.
Yeah, and he threatens me, and he was going to hit me once because I made a noise.
Oh, flippin' heck. Well,
it's not very nice, is it? And I can't.
Well, maybe 9 o'clock is a little bit late. Maybe 9 o'clock.
Did you have it on really loud?
Not ever so loud. No, it's only a little speaker, isn't it? It's not. It shouldn't be that loud.
Mm.
So anyway, but I could do acapella, couldn't I?
You could do
acapella.
Yeah, go on, do a nice soft one.
Acapella now. Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
I was going to do I Miss You, just the first part of I Miss You.
Go. Let's have that.
That's for my mum, because I do miss my mum, of course.
Go on.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're waiting for the song.
Yeah. Sorry. I'll do the song then. Here we go.
Here we go.
I miss your smile, that I may shed a tear every once in a while. And even though it's different now, you're still here somehow. Now I won't let you go. I need you to know I miss you. Sha-la-la. I miss you They used to call me your angel, and now I'm living out my dreams. Whoa, yeah. I can't, sorry, my throat's gone.
That was lovely, Nigel. Have a happy birthday, mate. Thank you very much. 03444991000. Let's go to Ray.
If anything, yourself tonight, mate. Well, I'm fine. Oh, hi, Ian.
What's going on here? What's this? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to a fella that I'm fishing this evening, and I'm talking to a fella named Sean, who
Thank you, Sean.
came up to me and said he wanted to
touch your willy for a
throw himself into the sea.
Flipping heck.
And
what?
I've been talking to him, and he's kind of mellowed out. Do you want to say anything, Sean?
Ian, I've seen him.
Go on.
Ian.
Yes?
Ian Lee, is it?
Yes?
Oh, Ian.
Hello, Sean.
I've seen you one. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
That was me. Yeah, I was the strawberries guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, but yes. Well, I can't believe it. Yeah.
How you doing, man? You all right?
Okay, mate. Yeah.
What were you going to chuck yourself in the sea for?
No, I wouldn't have done it. Like I said to Ray, I wouldn't have done it.
Why were you even talking about it? Come on, man. What's happening?
Well, my brother. My brother is. You're not from Penarth anyway. You don't know my brother.
I don't know your brother. Is it your brother Davy?
No.
Imagine if it was. Wouldn't that be freaky?
My brother's Graham Allen.
Oh.
And he moved out. What he does, he's a furniture removal.
Yeah.
And in Penarth, you know Penarth.
Oh, right. So we're naming and saying where he's from.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah. And my brother's been doing furniture removal for 32 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Is this recorded now, mate? Or not?
We're live on the radio now.
Oh, you? Oh, right. Are you? Oh, right.
Yes.
So everybody knows then, do they?
Well, yeah. Maybe you don't want to tell us anymore.
I don't care, mate. No,
well,
I want everybody to know. Oh, multi-move removals.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. What are you about to say? Hang on a minute. Sean? What are you about to say about? Are you about to say something bad about him?
Yes. Well,
right. Well, then we'll leave it on there. Thank you very much indeed for your call. I dumped that last couple of ones, but let's. What? £35 a ticket, though. £35. Sam got the uncensored version during the adverts. £35 a ticket for a film at the cinema. What a world we live in. 0344 499 1000.
Be able to buy it for a tenner in 3 months.
Yeah. What?
You will.
Yeah. It's a good film, though.
It was good. Thank God for that.
It's a very, very good film, actually. Really enjoyed it. Okay. That's an hour done. I'm starting to calm down a little bit, but come on, callers. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. You can give us a call about the stuff we're talking about, or you can give us a call about absolutely anything you want. That's kind of how it works. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Catherine on Twitter. Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Bus line down the center line took me from the dotted lines that bore my name. Rolling across the borderlines, looking for a peace of mind that never came. And now at last I'm free, but there's nobody here but me to fill my bed. I wish that I had read between the lines. wines and the cheap wines, they're the only lifelines that I have left. No more debts to pay back, 'cause I can't find the way back to save myself. And now I must I'm free, but there's nobody here but me. When I'm strung out, soaking wet and hung out on the line. I wish that I had read between the lines.
Here we go. Best song ever about cocaine addiction. I met Scott Walker. I said met him. I was on a tiny stage and I introduced Jarvis Cocker and I stayed on the stage and Jarvis Cocker gave a speech and then introduced Scott Walker and I'm stood like... I must admit at the time I was more impressed that I had to introduce Christina Aguilera on stage and then I was then stood at the back, tiny little stage, like a pallet. And I'm stood at the back with my hand sort of in front of me and she came up and said something. Then she introduced someone and she kept walking backwards and her bum nearly touched my hand. And I was thinking, this is really...
That's sexy harassment.
That's sexy harassment. I mean... 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Let's go to Lee. Good evening, Lee.
Oh, hey, Ian.
Lee. Oh!
Lee, it's Lee. I met you at Paul's party on Saturday, so just very quick.
Oh! It's Lee. We met at Paul's party on Saturday.
I literally just wanted to check you got home okay, and then I'm going to go to bed. So is there all no trouble?
I got home perfectly fine on Saturday. Well, no, hang on, was it Saturday or
Saturday?
I got home finally. Thank you so much for checking in, mate. Are you home yet?
Well, you guys take? Yeah, I'm all home now. I'm all sort of tucked in. I'm going to go to bed.
Beautiful.
I just worry, and everyone's been worrying in my house. So
what a great service. Well, I got home fine on Saturday. I got home fine on Sunday from the thing we were at, and I've really got my fingers crossed, Lee. I think I'm going to get home safe tonight, mate.
Well, stick in there. It sounds like you're on a streak.
But feel free to give us a call tomorrow to check in.
No worries, I will do, all right.
Thank you, Lee.
So take care. And I said I'd check out your show. I haven't had a chance yet, but I'll get round to it,
okay? Well, listen, that's fine. The first hour was very angry. Hey, guess what? We went to the Odeon in Leicester Square, right?
Sounds awful.
Exactly. 35 quid a ticket!
Jesus.
To see
what did you see?
We saw Us, and we didn't pay the £35. We got cheaper tickets, but we saw Us, which is a great film, and I thoroughly recommend it.
The film is called Us.
We saw, yes, yeah. We didn't just go and look in a mirror. We saw a film called Us, and it was great, but not worth £35.
Sounds good. Well, listen, we'll have to. I'll phone in and find out more about the film sometime. But I literally just want to check you're right. And it sounds like you're well.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate that.
All right, I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you, Lee.
Bye,
there you
Lee.
go. And that's why I don't like parties, because you get weirdos that just will not stop phoning you
Who
up.
told him we were on the radio?
Outrageous behaviour. Let's try Ruby. Good evening, Ruby.
Hello, Ian.
Well, hang on, it sounded like two thumps, like you smacked your husband over the back of the head and he fell down on the floor dead. Have we just heard a murder?
He just shut the kitchen door because he's got it on the radio in the other room.
You had an argument with him?
No.
You should
Actually, you spoke to him You actually spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, actually, funny enough.
Did I? What, to remind me what his name is?
Chris.
Chris.
He was 50 days clean and sober.
Is he?
Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. Is he 70 days clean and sober now, or what's he doing in that kitchen?
He's doing really well. No, he's in the front room. I'm in the kitchen smoking a fag.
Hey,
so
I'm having
I'll come
a
in the other room.
fag. Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Well done, well done. The first 90 days are the toughest.
I know.
Good for him,
he's doing
Brilliant.
so well. I've seen such a difference in him. He's doing so amazingly well.
Brilliant. Good for both of you.
Really
How are you doing with it all? Because it's like a disease. Well, it is a disease, but all the attention is generally on the person who's ill. But the people around them are struggling as well. So how are you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm doing amazing. Since he's decided to change things, it's just things have just improved so much. So it's all good.
Journey. Nice one.
But the reason I was calling was I've been working since 7 o'clock this morning. I picked up on what you were saying earlier about I'm a carer.
Yeah.
And I was working from 7 o'clock this morning and a long old shift. I don't normally
you
work.
must have earned a fortune today then, because you guys, as we know, get paid so much money. Rolling in
disgusting.
it. It's outrageous what we pay you. I've got a load of people on Twitter going, "Oh, don't be too hard on the care home. They don't get paid." Listen, I know they don't get paid that much, right? I know they don't.
I don't work for a care home though. I do domiciliary care. So
you guys have it. In some ways, you guys have it even tougher.
Yeah, it is. And I won't obviously say my company or anything like that, or swear or anything like that. But just to let off a bit of steam.
Yeah.
I've been doing the job for nearly 2 years now, and I love it. I look at these people like they're my grandparents, Ian, and I treat them with the utmost respect and do the very best that I can do when I'm there. And I absolutely, sometimes in the past, I've been paired with some carers that are absolutely diabolical. Yeah. And I've reported them, and it's just disgusting how companies just still continue to employ these people, and it makes me sick.
It's such every time I go... Almost every time I go in the care home, there are different people working there, because it's such a high turnover. Because
it is,
and it is. And by the way, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory term, right? This isn't an insult. I'm just saying this to point this out. Most of them are Polish, right? Because they come over, and the money's so crap that hardly anyone wants to do it. And I'm terrified of what's going to happen if Brexit ever happens, and they all get told to naff off. Well, then who's going to do it?
The trouble is, Ian, and I hate to say this, there's not enough good carers out there. Hence the word carer. Yeah, you're supposed to care. Yeah,
there's some brilliant ones.
These people
there's brilliant ones, but there's also some scummy ones.
And I've seen it in the past, and I can't work with certain people. I refuse to work with certain people because I can't. When I'm with those certain people, I am like, no, do the job properly or don't do it at all. It just makes me so angry, and I just try my best at the end of the day. I mean, I don't do it full time. I'm not in it full time. I just do 2 days a week. But I really feel, without being derogatory or anything like that, that there's not enough. How can I put this in a nice way? English-speaking carers that are very...
and I know. No, listen, I know what you mean, and because most of the carers in my mum's home, not most. A lot of them are Polish. They bizarrely have some Japanese people there as well. A lot of them are Polish, and a lot of them speak really good English, but not all of them do. And sometimes I struggle to understand them. So you got older people who, and it's not racist to say it. It's not a racist thing. It's a really valid point to make. It's about communication. And if you are speaking and cannot be understood by the person who needs to understand you, then there's a huge problem there.
There is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Down the line in the future, I want to set up my own care company and
Here we go.
do it myself properly because. Yeah, seriously, I'm a colleague of mine, a friend of mine. We're seriously thinking about it in the future. We're going to get all our qualifications under our belt and do it because there's not enough good carers out there, Ian, to put it frankly, to be honest with you, mate. Yeah. There really isn't.
Well, you sound like a good one, Ruby, and I'm glad there are people like you in the industry. And I've met loads of great carers. I've also, my mum's also been robbed twice, once in the care home and once when she had carers going to her house, And yeah, exactly.
Is it your mum who was left with dry pasta?
Oh, yeah, when my mum lived at home, right, and she had carers going in 4 times a day, one of them, again, I think it was someone foreign who didn't really understand cooking, just gave her a bowl of dry pasta, but hadn't cooked it.
Yeah.
Drive past her.
Yeah.
And then one of them was just nicking, two of them actually were nicking all of her stuff and taking her card and going to the machine and taking, they nicked about, I think they nicked $3,000 and all her, anyway, it's a long time
But just
ago.
quickly, just one client that I go to, they've just recently had CCTV put in their house. So there you go, it says it all, doesn't it?
It does say it all. Ruby, thank you very much indeed. I appreciate the call. Chelsea raises a good point. Your best option is to ask for the police reference number for when they reported your mum missing. They have to file a missing persons report.
Yeah.
Now, shall we take bets on whether they called the police or not? I should have asked that, of course. I will be speaking to them tomorrow. Should we take bets on whether they called the police
Maybe
or not?
they called, but no one answered.
Let's just see. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, there's going to be some rockets at some a-holes tomorrow, let's just say. 03444991000. We've got Phil, we've got Andrew, and we've got Mo. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
Hey, it's not all doom and gloom. After midnight, we're going to play the report I made when I went to the Frank Sidebottom Chris Seavey exhibition a couple of weeks ago at Manchester Library. Really great exhibition. It's free. It goes on, I think, until April, maybe even beginning of May, I'm not sure. And I was guided around by Steve Sullivan, the director of Being Frank, the Chris Seavey story that comes out on the 29th, which is Friday. And if it's being shown at a cinema, really do go and support it, because I think it's such a good film. You don't have to be a Frank Sidebottom fan. You don't have to be a Chris Seavey fan. It's about art. It's about troubles. It's about life. It's about doing things on your own. It's really inspiring. So I went round with Steve Sullivan, who directed the film, and also Dave Arnold, who was Frank's roadie for years, was a fan and then ended up being a roadie. Two really, really nice, very humble guys. You can hear a lot of stories that you won't have heard before. It's a really charming thing. So we're going to play that tonight, and then tomorrow night, it's going to go out as a podcast, and the podcast is, about 20 minutes longer?
It's extended.
Yeah, because I was there for about an hour. I was in Manchester for 2 hours. Got there, dashed to the exhibition, did the recording, then came straight back. It was I love journeys like that. Just boom, boom. But yeah, so we're going to play sort of 35-minute version tonight, and then tomorrow, around about 7 o'clock, you're going to get a much longer, extended, almost twice as long piece, and it's well worth listening to. And tonight's podcast that went up is the interview with CJ from last week. Remember CJ from Eggheads? Now, if you missed it, you'll probably go, oh, yeah, CJ, the guy from Eggheads. Didn't he kill someone? Didn't he confess to killing someone in his autobiography? And that kind of ruined his career. That and being accused wrongly, falsely, of sexual assault just ruined his career, killed his career. He can't get a break. He's broke. He's in really big trouble financially. Everything you know about CJ is wrong. It's a really, really interesting interview. Really, really good. That went up tonight. So I thoroughly recommend you have a little listen to that, and I'll be keen to hear your thoughts. Oh, and this week as well, let's just get the business out of the way. There's going to be a new Rabbit Hole podcast going up, because thank you to everyone who came to the show yesterday. It's only yesterday.
I know.
The Luton Bear Club. It was filthy. It was very, very blue. Very blue. Obscene.
It was blue from the off.
I exposed my genitals to a man in the audience.
Did you actually show him?
Yes, I did. I opened my fly and I pulled my fly and I pulled my pants apart, but he kept eye contact with my eyes on my head. Sorry, he was looking at the eyes on my head. He didn't look down, but it was there for him to see it if he wanted to.
I don't think that's a defence, mate.
No, he wanted to. Trust me, I could tell.
Well, he looked you in the eyes.
I could tell he wanted to see my
see.
shaved balls, which you had brought up. You regurgitated my shaved balls, which is a great trick to see. If you want to see Kath and I do that, the next show's in Brighton in a couple of weeks. We've only got 6 tickets left for it. But it was a filthy show. It was a great show. It was a filthy show. It was a great show. I don't know if it was great. I tell you who was there. We had a celebrity in the audience.
Yeah.
Gavin Shuker MP. Political stirrer and agitator.
And treasurer for the new gang.
And he gets all the fizzy pop. The Gavin Shuker of the Independent Group. Also, one of the nicest people, whatever your politics, just a really, really nice guy. I think that's the first time I've met his wife. I don't remember if I met her at Three Counties. I don't know if she came in when I was there, but she was lovely. We shared the interval with her. She seemed really nice, didn't she, actually? They were quite potty-mouthed as well, actually, now I think on it.
Surprisingly.
Surprising, yeah. But Gavin Shuker was there, because he knows he was working with a friend of ours, and he came along, and it felt... I didn't know he was there for the first half, but then it felt like being told...
we knew this friend of ours was bringing a couple, yeah...
But it was like, oh God, there's a proper grown up here.
And then we spoke to him and realised he's not a proper grown up.
It was really nice to see him. Actually, we should get him on the show one night. In fact, we should get Gavin Shuker on the show one night. That's exactly what we should do.
I don't know whether his PR will let him, as we know his PR.
PR is an idiot. Right, 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Let's go to Phil. Good evening, Phil.
Good evening, Ian, Catherine.
Hiya, Phil.
What can we do for you on this most holy of Mondays?
Well, I missed your first 10 or 15 minutes of the show, and you was on about your mother.
Well, the first 15 minutes was £35 for one ticket to see a movie at the Odeon Leicester Square. £35 a ticket.
Well, frame it.
Yeah, well, I didn't pay for it because I'm not a foreign tourist who thinks
he's just been spending up in Harrods.
£35. That is, I think that works out to be 18 lachla. Oh, but that is bargain.
Twice shy.
Yeah, so no.
It'll be the same people who are riding in those pedally, what are they called?
Yeah, the pedalies. The pedalies. The pedally buggers. Yes. Anyway, Phil, what can we do for thee?
Well, yeah, like I said, I missed the beginning of the show, but your mother getting out on the scooter. I thought all scooters had keys in them.
No, it's not a scooter. It's an electric wheelchair.
Electric wheelchair? Don't they have keys?
No, they have an on-off button.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just thought, well, why do they leave them with the keys in?
Put the keys in the bowl. That's what they'll all be doing, those mucky pups. No, it's electric wheelchair. So you just have an on-off button, and she rides it around the care home. And she went out. She was sunbathing in the next street. I mean, what's that?
Why did it take an hour to find a stationary woman?
Oh, they say an hour.
Well, I had another. Don't take this the wrong way, but I had another, maybe a solution that maybe they could put like a bumper sticker on saying where the mobility scooter was from, with a number in emergency. If you see this person alone, please contact this number.
You know what? That's not
immediately. Thank you.
That's not. You know what? That's not a ridiculous idea. Actually, that's a pretty good idea. I was thinking you were going to say put like a bit of wool to them, and so. So if they get lost, you just follow the wool, or like a big. You tie together a load of elastic bands so it pulls them back.
Well, why don't you put a sack full of stones with a hole in the bottom?
That's what we could do. You know what, Phil? The sticker on the back ain't a bad idea.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, man.
I just hope they don't do total lockdown and take all the scooters off them, because that's the sort of nonsense that they do, don't they?
No, they listen. They won't. I've had my little Barney with them. Tomorrow I get kind of official with them. I've had my shouty argument thing, and tomorrow I'm going to get official with them. And it's now
get rid of the red mist.
It's going to be exactly
now, isn't it?
Exactly. That's a really brilliant way. Yeah, they'll get rid of the red mist, and now it's about solutions and just
making sure it doesn't happen to anyone else.
Making sure it doesn't happen to anyone else. Finding out exactly what went wrong, and let's just and getting someone's ass fired.
Right, it isn't a prison, but they should know who's in the building.
Of course they should. Of course they. When you go in, you're supposed to sign in.
Yeah.
Hey, Phil, nice one. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, mate. 0344 499 1000. Yes, Mosif.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, Mo.
Oh, yeah, hi. I didn't think I was on. You're right, Ian.
I'll come back to you when you're ready, mate. Let's go to Andrew. Good evening, Andrew.
Oh, good evening to you both.
Professional caller.
Ready.
He knew he was ready. He was set. He knew he was on. He was straight into it.
He knew his name.
He knew it. Well done, Andrew.
Yes. And if there's of any interest, I got home okay as well.
Andrew came and saw the show. He wasn't at the party on Saturday. That would have been weird. But he came and saw the show.
That would be weird.
Came and saw the show last night. It was a very blue show, wasn't it?
Yeah, and boo to Kelly Betts for not showing up. It was good to see Mr. Paul Scoins and Mr. Dealey as well. But I didn't know you had that thing, Paul Scoins, as a feature. I never caught that bit on the VCR.
Paul Scoins, yes.
Paul Scoins was a definite
that is a brilliant game.
He came up with it. That wasn't my idea. I think that was his genuine. So we got a guy called Paul Scoins, right? And his feature he came up with one day was Paul's Coins, where he would jangle his pocket and you had to guess what the sum total of the coins in his pocket were. Paul's Coins. It was a great feature.
Brilliant.
The woman in the corner had a pretty good guess, didn't she?
It's almost like she'd had her hand in there. It was a good old show. I hope you enjoyed it.
I've got to take my hat off to the guy who called in, who I think he had us all laughing so much. He called in about his girlfriend who was making the tea. I'm not going to try and do his joke. It was incredible.
Oh,
you remember that
was
one?
Very funny. That was very, very funny. It was a good old night. We had a lot of calls, and I hope. Here's the thing, right? When we get sweary, more than blue, but when we get sweary and blue, it means we're both very nervous and not very confident that the show is going to happen or go well.
Here's what made me nervous yesterday.
Yeah.
Having people I know in.
Yeah.
You know, when you know your mate is at the back and he's brought his wife, you know, you feel like,
well, that didn't bother me. That was nice, although Dealey was like directly my island. But that didn't bother me. It was the fact that we hadn't done one for nearly 4 months, I think, was the thing for me. But there were some nice bits. You know, that guy who sang "I'm a Believer," he took over from me. Yeah. He was great.
Now, I remember him from last time we were at the Bear Club. He's like a professor or something.
Okay,
do you remember?
Yes, I do.
An academic.
Yeah, now you've said that. Yes, I do remember him. Yeah.
But he sits all the way through it normally with his arms folded, and you think he's not enjoying himself.
Him and his mate look really bored. Yeah,
he bloody loves it.
Yeah, him and his mate look
just
really,
can't tell
really
his
bored.
face.
Well, Andrew, I hope you enjoyed it.
No, it was great.
What were you doing in Farnham? Do you live in? Hang on. Because this is Andrew who comes from Las Vegas and stuff, right? And who got us...
Can't tell by the accent.
Who got us, you know, that Bros video, sort of.
It was great.
But you emailed me to say...
No, I sort of did. I did.
Well, well, not for me, you didn't. You got it for someone called Lane and Catherine. But...
Oh, who the hell's he?
But you emailed me saying you were in Farnham Common. Why were you in Farnham Common?
Oh, well, my family lived there. My grandma
Did we know
there.
that? Did I know that? Have we had this conversation?
No, I don't think so. No,
because you know I lived in Farnham Common.
Around that. I did. Yeah, I've always been looking out for you around that area.
Forge Drive. And you know what's now the Bookies? The Bookies used to be the Offie, and you know who used to work in the Offie and he used to sell me fags?
You've said this before.
Zoe Ball. Zoe Ball used to sell me fags when I was underage.
And the handyman was somebody who looked like
Terry Griffiths, the snooker player. It looks like Roger Daltrey and Terry Griffiths. Here's the thing: Terry Griffiths and Roger Daltrey, identical. And the guy from the handyman in Farnham Common, really nice guy actually, really lovely bloke.
Yeah, and on my flight back today, I've had a go at a transcript. I've not quite finished it yet. I'm nearly there, and I'm hoping I'm not doubling up. Do you remember the show you did a few weeks ago? You're probably going to say no, where you're starting to get very into biology, and you were talking about the caesarean sections.
No.
And you're going to do, because you want to learn it when you do your first aid course. You want to learn caesarean.
We'll do caesarean sections on first aid. Okay.
I'm transcripting that one because it was absolutely hilarious.
Send it to Catherine. Catherine, do you want to send them all over to me?
Yeah.
And I'll start compiling.
Okay.
I'll start compiling this week. That's what I need. A little.
I had
project.
Someone asking me about that yesterday.
Yeah, we'll start compiling and we'll see where we are, and then maybe next week or later in this week, maybe next week, we can read the titles of the ones we've got, and we can see how much we've got and whether we're close to getting a book. We're probably not close to it, but
you've got a deal.
All right, send that over and we'll have a little look. Nice one, Andrew. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks for the tickets. Cheers, fella.
Tatty bye. Let's try Mo. Good evening, Mo.
You all right, Ian?
I'm fine, Mo. What have you got for us tonight?
Anyway, Ian, great show, by the way, today, and I like Nigel's song and all that. But
great show, but
no, it's not but. But
well, it's not a but you said but twice. It's not a but.
It's a double but.
But.
Okay, can you please do one of your prank calls? Because I find them quite chucklesome.
What are my prank calls? I don't really do prank calls.
Yeah, you do. You did like one to talk sport, I remember, or...
No, you did one to talk sport.
No, but Ian did one to talk sport as well, like a few years ago, and Barclays, like a year ago.
No, Barclays was to some fraudsters.
Yeah, Barclays scammers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Can you please do like one of your...
I tell you what, Mo, stay there,
What?
buddy. Stay there. Hang on a minute. Stay there. Let's do one now. Let's do one now. Let's do it. Yeah? You in, brother?
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Here we go. So, hang on. Oh, I ballsed it up. Hang
He's chuckling already.
on. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny. Here we go. It's going to be funny, Mo. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Hang on. 9, 5, 8, 8. All right. So, Mo, when they answer, right, you got to pretend you've broken your leg.
What?
No, don't do this. It's the hospital.
It's a Korean restaurant in New York.
여보세요?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I've just broken my leg.
Excuse me?
I've just broken my leg. Are you going to do something about it? Hello? Ah, that was...
Yes, man! That was brilliant! Because it was a Korean restaurant in New York, and you said you'd broken your leg, and she didn't understand it. That was wicked, Mo. Nice one, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Here we go. I hate prank calls.
What was that?
That was a prank call. That was the Korean restaurant in New York City. This, though, is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Honestly, though, £35 for a ticket to see a film. Just a film. It's just a film. 35 quid.
You can put your feet up, though.
Wowzers. What you got, Boyley? 0344 499 1000. By the way, sorry. Go on.
Man tries to board flight naked, saying clothes made him less aerodynamic.
Okay, they've got to clean those seats, you know that.
Well, the Russian man stripped off before boarding his flight from Moscow. As he reportedly claimed, his clothes reduced his ability to fly. I think he misunderstood air travel. A man stripped naked before boarding his flight to make him more aerodynamic, it's been reported. Footage of the man, 38, whose identity has not been revealed, but we can see he's in the buff, shows him standing naked.
Is it Shia LaBeouf?
No.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on a minute. I forgot to tell you what happened to me a couple of weeks ago.
Go on.
Eesh. Well, so I was booked to do an appearance. This is a true story, actually. I was booked to do an appearance at a nudist colony. Now, I thought I could do it fully clothed, but when I got there, they said I had to strip off. And I refused to do it, and I walked away from it. And I tell you why. It's because I'm Shia LaBeouf. I'm Shia LaBeouf. I am shy of the buff. I'm Shia LaBeouf. Who I think he's a film director. I'm Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. Okay.
I once went hunting.
No.
I went hunting. Here's the thing: there's so many French coming over here, just buying land. And I went hunting in like a county, and I stopped a young lad. I said, "Excuse me, boy, where am I?" And they said, "Oh, you're in Shire LaBeouf. You're in the Shire of LaBeouf."
Oh dear.
Shire LaBeouf, but like Buckinghamshire. You're in Buckinghamshire LaBeouf.
Yeah. Are you done?
I
squeeze one more out. You're going to squeeze one more out, aren't you?
I want to say no, but I don't have any more.
Going into the butchers.
Go on. French butchers, is it?
Yes. It is.
And
but every time you go in there, you keep ducking down every time a certain meat is produced.
That's because I'm Shia LaBeouf.
See, mine's better.
No, it's not, though. It's not. Give me another film director. Oh, God! Oh, man alive. I had to go to hospital the other day.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, and I would, Oh no! Do you know? Well, I'm divorced. I got married the other day.
Did you?
By accident.
quick.
Accident. But I didn't marry the whole person. No, I just Hitchcock.
Oh dear.
I just Hitchcock. I don't just married his cock.
I don't know.
I just married a strange man's cock.
I don't think that's
a Hitchcock.
I don't think that's legally binding.
I hope not. The wedding night was horrible. When a Hitchcock. Give me a film director.
No, I don't think we should. Feels like we're weaponising someone who's not qualified to carry arms.
Give me a film director.
Spielberg?
Oh, God. Okay, yeah, okay. So,
I mean, all of these say the names, but none of them are funny. I'm just going to point that out now.
Spielberg, yeah. So, my great-great-grandfather was a German speaker on the Titanic. And he was trying to... His English wasn't great.
Oh, okay.
And he was actually the first person to see the imminent disaster. And he couldn't speak English. He couldn't talk and say what he was trying to Spielberg. He's trying to Spielberg.
I think that really will do.
He's trying to Spielberg.
No. Okay. Saying it again.
Steven Spielberg.
That really...
give me an actor.
Nope. No. No more.
So I was on the set of EastEnders, and I was in a very bad mood. I was trying to fight. I wanted to fight, and I went up to Peter Dean, Pete Beale. I said, "Would you like a fight?" He said, "No." But Adam would. Yeah.
Yet.
Adam would. Yet.
No.
Let's take a break. We'll come back
no,
with some more.
Really, let's not.
We'll take a break. We're going to come back
Let's
with some
not
more,
come
and then
back
if
to
there's
it.
time, we'll go back to Catherine's story about a man with his penis.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
I was at church on Sundays afternoon, and there was a woman being really rude there. Did I tell you this?
No.
There was a woman being really rude in church. And so
inappropriate.
Yeah, it was. It was really inappropriate. And so I said to the vicar, "Hey, Christian Slater." Yes, man. That was a good one. Sam's laughing. Sam's back.
He's embarrassed for you.
Christian Slater. Christian Slater. 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 Everyone uses that phrase to slate someone. Slate her.
Not in church.
Well, Christian.
It's out of order. No more. Come on. Stop it. Stop rubbing the beard. Stop thinking of it. No more. Nope.
Okay, no, I think that's all. I think that's it. Tell us. So there's a Russian man. He was naked on a plane because he thought it'd help him fly better. He got arrested. Have we done that?
Yeah.
Okay, great, fine.
Pretty much.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Let's go to Pablo. Good evening, Pablo.
How do? Afternoon.
Yes.
Just a bit of a kind of moral quandary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, before we answer this, do you really want us to answer?
Yes, actually, it is something that I would appreciate both perspectives.
Then proceed.
Except he said perspectives.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Well, I'm not going to give a...
It's not a grammatical question, it's a moral question.
Okay, but he means... What did you say?
I said I would like both of your perspectives.
He's saying perspectives. He wants a perspective. I haven't got time to write a prospectus. I'll tell you what we'll do. Perhaps we'll give you our perspective. Is that okay?
That'll
just
do.
Makes it easier.
Your opinion.
Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Well, I've been a care worker for many years, and this particular situation has never presented itself. Obviously, I'm not mentioning any names or anything like that. But often as part of my work, I'll go to leisure centres and places like that, and we'll go swimming or use a gym or a health suite, so to speak. And generally, in all my years of doing the job, the people I've worked with have got changed in like a separate changing room.
Yeah.
And I'll be in the next changing room, like closed doors, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And recently I've started working with two new gentlemen who have both present themselves as enjoying getting changed in a communal sense.
Oy. Now, what do you mean enjoyed?
Well, not enjoyed, no. There's nothing unsavoury happening.
Okay.
It's all above board.
Yep.
But I'm probably more of a shy changer.
Yep.
myself, but obviously I have a moral and professional obligation to keep an eye on my charge, so to speak.
Yep.
But I don't want to see them naked, and I don't want them to see me naked.
Yep.
So it's a opinions.
Well, can you not refuse to go? Can you not express this concern and say, look, I don't want to see them naked? Okay, that might be one of the downsides of the job, but actually, I'm quite protective of my own body. I have body issues, and I don't want them to see me naked. That's not a problem.
If you're uncomfortable with the situation, you shouldn't have to. Same as you wouldn't expect them to go with a situation that made them uncomfortable.
Well, but that's part of the thing, you see, because part of the job is not only to kind of promote social norms, but also to kind of accept like personal eccentricities and things like that.
Yeah, but it means showing them your todger.
Oh yeah, but if everybody else is doing it as well, then that's the thing.
Well, but that's their thing. You don't have to, unless it says specifically in your contract, you have to strip off naked in front of people. You don't have to. No. If it makes you uncomfortable, then you don't have to do it. That's a boundary that is perfectly reasonable and acceptable to set. You could say, look, I don't mind working with these gentlemen any other way. I just refuse to get naked in front of them. Or can I take other people who are happy to change independently? Do they need you to be in there to get change? Do you have to help them change?
Well, not necessarily for this, because that's the other aspect, because obviously then it's a communal area where other people are naked, so I've then got to be watching in a protective sense to them from other people. So what I did in the first instance, luckily there was a changing room very close to the area, so I was able to nip away and get changed myself. Today I was able to position myself in a way that nobody could see me getting changed.
Can you not do the old towel around the waist trick?
Well, I can't, but I realise ultimately it's down to my own pretensions. I should really just get on with it.
Pretensions?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
No, it's your personal boundaries and they should be respected. Yeah. Same as you respect theirs.
Yeah, no, I have to say, because that would be the thing, is like, especially with the other chap, it was like pretty much the first time I'd met him, and it was kind of like, oh, nice to meet you, now let's see each other's penises. It was a bit peculiar.
Well, I think you're over... I think you're over-egging the changing procedure.
Should I not have said that to him?
Well, you idiot. But well, those are our opinions. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. So what are you going to do about it, big man or little man? I don't know. I wasn't there.
Doesn't really matter.
I'm going to pass on my boss's phone number and you can give her a call.
Thank you very much indeed. It would be my pleasure, as long as I get to be naked in front of her when I do it. I think that's how it works, isn't it?
Well, if everyone else is.
If everybody else is doing it, what's that album? If everyone
else is doing it, so why?
So why can't we? Who is that? Don't Google it. It's not the Cardigans. It's not the silly Welsh band, the silly Welsh socialists.
No, it isn't.
If everybody else is doing it, it's not M People. That's elegant slumming. Or elegant bumming, as we used to call it, rather childishly. If everybody else is doing it, why can't we? Is it? It's not the Cardigans.
No.
That was first band on the moon. If everybody else is doing it, why can't we? It's a silly title. It's not Moloko.
No. I think I might have owned it. I certainly remember it.
They're owning us now, whoever they are. If everybody else... Do you know it, Sam? No. If everybody else is doing it, why can't we? I'm not looking at Twitter, because I do think that we're too reliant on computers and Google and stuff to stuff.
I think he is a female singer.
We know the answer to this. So what the hell is it? If everybody else is doing it, why can't we? It's not Kylie. It's not Madonna.
It's not Elastica.
No. It's not Pulp.
No.
If everybody else is doing it, why can't we? It's 90s, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, this is... Sorry, show grinds to a halt for the next 10 minutes. We might have to have a look in a second. If everybody... Someone's tweeting me. Is it... No, it's not it. If everybody else is doing it... Google it. Go on, Google it.
Here we go. Everybody else is doing it, so why can't we? Studio debut by the Irish rock band The Cranberries.
The Cranberries.
I did have it. I stole it off my boyfriend.
I bought it. It was crap. I taped Linger and another song off it, and then I took it back to HMV, as you could do in those days, and say, I've got 2 of these. Can I get my money back, please? Got your money back. I taped the 2 songs I wanted. I remember it being expensive. It was like £15.49, which was a lot of money for CDs back. Only the Beatles dared charge that much.
Boyfriend gave it to me, and then when we broke up, said that he hadn't given it to me. It was only Lindsay's, and I said, "Soz, mine."
Yeah,
well, you don't even like them.
I can see why he broke up with you. But you're very materially minded.
No, he was shagging his housemate. So, my CD.
What the flippin'?
Dirty pervert.
Very much so.
Horny. Dick. Horny. Dick. Horny. Dick. All right. Dick. Horny. Dick. Horny. Dick. Horny. Dick. Kath was a dick. Horny. Dick. Horny. Dick.
Wow. The Catherine Boyle story.
Horny. Dick. Dick. Horny. Dick. Stop it. Dick. Horny. Dick.
0344 9.
No, I totally disagree with sex with a robot.
1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very welcome to. Let's just have a moment's peace. So much noise, so much hassle, stress in the world. Can we just chill out for a minute, guys? Let's just relax. Let's just find our zen, our centre. Let's find the peace. Let's just relax. I haven't got anything to say. That's what I'm trying to say. This is filler.
Yeah, I know.
Me saying that, me doing this spiel about the thing is just
do a
filler.
little guided med.
Sorry?
Do a little guided meditation.
We haven't got any more?
No, you could do one.
No, these guys don't deserve my guided meditations. My guided meditations are they're too good. They're too good for these guys. No, I just lost the vibe for a second, and that's fine. The vibe will come back. You just gotta. Here's the thing, guys. I spent an hour looking at bookcases on, first of all, eBay, then Gumtree. Here's the thing, right? Idiots. If you're listing a bookcase for sale, maybe put the measurements of the bookcase. There's one that said.
Would they put a 50p next to it?
There's one bookcase that said, which I quite like the look of. It's about 6 foot tall.
Well,
so I replied saying, could you give me the precise measurements? Didn't have width, didn't have depth. And it turned out it wasn't about 6 feet tall. It was less than 6 feet tall. I wanted one that was... I can't remember the height. Why would you list... People... Why would you list something that is obviously size specific without measuring it, you dunces? I hate people. I absolutely hate them. Cats. Cats is where it's at. Loving the cats. Cooked some chicken for the cats because the date turned yesterday, so I thought we'll have that. We'll have it today. So I made potato salad for me.
Yeah.
And chicken
for the cats.
I had some of the chicken.
Oh, right. Okay.
I had half the chicken, and the 3 girls had to share the other half of the chicken, and they loved it. So they had nice cooked chicken, and then they just came and lay in the sun on the rug in the drawing room. Stretching out the most.
When did that become the drawing room, by the way?
Sorry?
I've heard you say it a couple of times.
Well, it's the room I withdraw to. That's why it's called a drawing room. You don't draw in there, although I do, but it's why it's called the drawing room. You withdraw to it, and that's where I withdraw to.
Okay.
You didn't know that, and now you think you didn't know that's what it's called.
No, I didn't know you withdrew to there.
Well, of course I withdraw in there.
You withdraw to your
I withdraw in
bedroom
there.
and the toilet a lot.
Well, no, I withdraw in there. That means.
Oh no, that's not what that means.
Is that not withdrawing?
Do you do that in there?
Sometimes. There's a computer.
Oh my God.
There's a computer. There's a webcam. How the hell not? How the hell not? That's what I choose to do in my drawing room. If I choose to.
I hope you cover your webcam.
No, I live dangerously. I like a danger danger wink.
Think.
Danger wink. Danger wink. And blindfold.
I don't want to hear the music you use.
That's the Danger Mouse thing. That's the.
I know what that is. I once dressed up as Danger Mouse for a party.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
because I was about 7 and it was TV themed, and my mum made me a Danger Mouse outfit, and I looked absolutely brilliant.
That was a really boring cartoon. Really dull.
Wasn't as bad as Rupert.
God, I nearly saw then.
No, Rupert.
Rupert owned by Paul McCartney, of course.
Why though?
Here's the things Paul McCartney owns, and this is what gets me pissy about Paul McCartney. Right, he's got no right to complain about Michael Jackson buying his songs, because it was him that told him to buy up copyrights. You know that. You know it was him that told him. He said,
right.
Jackson said, "How do you make all your money, Paul?" And he said, "Well, you know, I buy up copyrights." And so Paul McCartney owns all of Buddy Holly's stuff, and it's like that. And so Jackson, all Jackson was doing, was following Paul McCartney's advice, buying up the copyrights. That was it. So,
he got hoisted with his own petard.
He totally did.
TM.
And it serves him right. Serves him right. I'm obsessed with Shark Tank at the moment.
I know.
On Netflix. It's a lousy show.
Well, it's like Dragon's Den,
but with real money.
And also with that American confidence, and they come in.
Oh, he was shagging his housemate. That's not what you said.
He did. He was shagging his housemate.
That's not what she said. She said that she was shagging his housemate. I went, why did you split with him? Shagging his housemate.
He was shagging his housemate.
No, that's not what you said.
I said he was shagging his housemate.
No. That by the time the truth comes out, the lie has gone twice around the world. Unbelievable.
That's what happened. He did marry her, so fair enough. It was obviously he was making love with his housemate.
So he was gay
behind my back.
Wow! So you were in the room.
No,
it just gets more and more sordid.
Do you know where I was? Spain.
So you were Skype sexing?
No, they didn't have Skype then.
Is he the one you did it with outside?
No, don't think so. Can't remember. It was a very long time ago.
Yeah, man. Girl power. Yeah.
What are you doing? What's that noise?
It's my finger. I'm slapping my finger.
Okay, it doesn't sound
girl
like that.
Girl power, man. I love girl power. Girl power's horny. Jerry and Scary sat in a tree.
They would be the ones.
FIST.
Oh, now come on.
Sorry.
I'm sure it was very tender.
They were having a romantic interlude, and that works. Girl power. It's girl power. What can I tell you? It's girl power. Okay. Let's try not to get any off-comms for this show. There's enough George. So, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Give us a call, because we're going to be playing the Frank Sidebottom audio in the next hour. So, your time to call us is c'est un limité. That's French for it is one limited. So now's a great time to call us. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Waiting for the break of day.
about LSD. Who's it by?
The Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Chicago.
Shut up.
It's early Chicago.
If you leave
Yeah, I know, isn't it? From that to that.
What happened? What happened to the cojones?
They stopped taking LSD. And they started drinking wine.
I did have a Chicago Greatest Hits CD somewhere.
I don't like... It's Piece of Satira, isn't it? And all of that. I don't like all that. But that... I wonder if that's like one of their early singles. It's about LSD. 25. LSD 25 is the thing. 25 or 64. And I wonder if like the first couple of albums are all like that. But I don't want to take the risk. I haven't got time to take the risk these days on albums.
It starts off like that and it ends up with Hold Me Now, It's Hard for Me to Say I'm Sorry. Ain't that the truth?
Hey, I wonder where Glenn Medeiros is right now, this very second. Probably surfing in Hawaii. Probably teaching his babies to surf like he's got like little 3-year-olds.
So he was Greek.
Okay. Well, maybe he's in Greece then. Let's go to Paul. Good evening, Paul.
Hello.
Do you know where Glenn Medeiros is right now?
No, I'm thinking. You did that rap thing about that song I'm phoning about. I think I might know what it is.
The what? Sorry.
You did like a rap thing. It's called Rescue Me.
Rescue Me. What rap thing?
Yeah, and they did a remix in the 90s or the early noughties.
Yeah.
That's the one you're on about.
Do you know what? Excuse me, Paul, because it's been a long old day and there's been a lot of anger, a lot of red mist today. But I'm going to be honest, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about. What we did a rap.
You did something like shaking in the arms. You did something like that.
Dooby dooby dooby, they were shaking in the arms. Dooby dooby doo.
Yeah, about.
Did we do that tonight?
A quarter of an hour ago.
No.
Who do you think you phoned?
You.
Who am I?
Iain.
Okay, so you're not trying to phone Talk Sport?
No. Listen, put it on. Rescue Me. For the late 90s, the remix, and you'll see what I'm on about then.
Hang on, right, okay.
We were talking about everyone else is doing it, so why can't we?
So Rescue Me...
yeah.
29, what, remix?
Yes, but because you said you were on about this, you did this little rap.
Is it this? Hang on, is it this? Is this the song?
No, it's...
Because this is Rescue Me... Okay.
I don't remember you rapping.
It was a 60s song that got revamped in the 90s.
Fontella Bass.
Yeah, but he did a rap to it. That's right, to that song.
Hang on a minute.
Are you listening to Today?
Hang on, so you mean... Right, so...
One and one.
Not that, you're an advert. Hang on a minute.
Rescue me, I want you in my arms.
Yeah, hang on, this.
That one.
This...
There was a remix of it.
Who was doing a rap to it?
It was a remix that got to the top 10, I think, in the noughties or the 90s or the noughties. And that's the bit you're on about with that rap. You did a rap.
Did you do a rap?
No. Okay, you mean this version, right? By David Van Bylen?
Yes, it was remixed.
Right, this. And there's a rap in it, is there?
Yeah. That's what you did.
I've got no idea what this guy's talking about. This is a great remix. I mean, it really has improved on the original. Let's get to this rap.
It must be Snorbrick. Is Snorbrick rapping these days?
Are you trying to phone LBC?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You're trying to phone LBC?
I can't remember the name of it, but I'm definitely 1,000% right, because I know it.
Is this blind, Paul?
Am I blind?
I don't know, are you?
No.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Oh, find it. You'll find it'll be all right then.
What? We don't
But I've got no
You're not looking for anything.
It's 3, by the way.
I don't know. It goes like...
But I don't know what you're... I don't know what... Are you trying to phone BBC London?
No. If you wind yourself back 20 minutes, you'll see it then.
It's difficult to wind ourselves back because we're live.
Well,
hang on a minute. Let's go to the voice of reason because Kath, as you know, I'm a dreamer, and you're quite flighty. Sam,
flighty?
Yes. Sam is the voice of reason. Sam, you must know what this guy's talking about.
I haven't the foggiest.
What are you going to say then?
He's off for a week. He gets that. Okay, Paul.
I'm honest. I don't lie.
Well, are you blind?
Well, no, I can see.
How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know, because you're on the radio.
You can't see? Can you see how many fingers I'm holding up?
Well, you'd be up your nose. I don't know.
Okay. Well, thanks for your call, Paul.
Oh, we'll find it out.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I've got no idea. We weren't doing a rap about 20 minutes ago.
Oh, take bless. It's lovely talking to you.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay.
Hey, Glenmadiros was never Greek. It's Portuguese descent.
Yeah, Hawaiian.
And he's in Hawaii.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Thank you. I know these things.
I've had him in Greece for all these years.
He's not Greek. Name one famous Greek singer apart from Nana Mouskouri. Who?
Demis Roussos?
No. Have you... Young Nana Mouskouri. Oh, my word. What a voice. What a beautiful, beautiful woman. I love young Nana
I once
Mouskouri.
got paid £100 for doing a thing for a newspaper that never got used because...
Great, they're the best gigs.
They were doing a glasses makeover.
Yeah.
And they said to me at the beginning of it, what do you not want to look like? And I said, Nana Mouskouri. And I looked exactly like Nana Mouskouri. By the time they finished, they gave me these great big glasses, which are cool now, but weren't then. Yeah, and I looked the spitting image of Nana Mouskouri.
Gosh, the picture of Glenn Medeiros now.
Yeah.
Good for him. Let's try Raheem. Good evening, Raheem.
Oh, hello, Ian. How you doing, all right?
Yeah, I'm really confused. We've only got like 2 minutes, I'm afraid, because we have to go to break. But I'm very, very confused by that last call. So, sorry, Raheem, because we got a bit of business to do. So let's just jump to the chase. What can we do for you this evening?
Yeah, basically, I was just here seeing what you were saying, like, earlier in the show and earlier on Twitter.
About rapping.
Isn't it sad how cinemas, they cost more than a month's Sky Movie subscription?
I suppose. Well, listen. Here's the thing, right? This is central, and people are sending me their cheaper cinemas, and cinemas outside of London are significantly cheaper. Although, if I take my kids to see a new film in Maidenhead or Slough, it's still an expensive old day out. It's still a very, very expensive day out.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, like, I usually go in the daytime, and it's saying like a £5. I tell you what. It's also like a disgrace. I think the prices of the food as well. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, you're not supposed to, but we go to the W.H. Smith's over the road and we buy a load of sweets and we put them in. But if you want popcorn, if you want a hot dog,
sneak it in. Get a pound from like Waitrose and then sneak it in.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to take my own popcorn into the cinema once, but they caught me setting up the little gas stove and getting the saucepan out. Yes, that's a joke.
Wonderful. Yes, that's how you do it.
That's a good joke, Raheem.
That's how you do it.
I was cooking the popcorn from the kernels, and the noise of it could put everybody. They said they had to throw me out because it was too noisy. Pop, 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 pop. Yes,
and then you saw it everywhere, don't you? At the end of the film,
they got so everywhere. And it was like, "What are you doing? You can't have a gas stove in here." I said, "Man, come on! I'm just setting up the canister." But obviously the canister was set up because otherwise it wouldn't go pop, pop, pop. It was cooking already, man. Wicked, brother. Thank you, Raheem. There we go. We squeezed it in. Good call. What was that guy talking about?
I have no idea. Now I'm getting people telling me what song he was talking about. I don't care. We weren't talking about it. We weren't looking for anything.
But has that guy... Hey, maybe that guy has time travelled.
Yeah.
Could be one of those time travellers.
Do you know what I think?
Yeah.
He's listening to a podcast or something.
But one we haven't done yet. This is the Late Night Alternative with Ian and Kath on Talk Radio coming up soon. Frank Sidebottom.
The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee on Talk Radio.
Charlie has just tweeted, "Hi Ian, any idea what that rap was you did about 20 minutes ago?"
I don't know.
Stop it! I mean, it could be Mandela effect. It could be...
I think it's just Paul.
Let's quickly, Nigel, we've only got a minute because we have to go. What have you got? Oh, no, a phone that doesn't work. We can't hear you, Nige.
I've just got you the last half an hour. I found you.
Okay, well, we have to... We're about... I've got to go because we're going to play a thing I did a couple of weeks ago.
Can you say hello to me quickly on there so I can hear it?
Hello, Nigel.
On the actual radio.
We're on the actual radio. Hello, Nigel. Hello, Nigel.
He's listening to himself.
Now.
You're on the radio now.
But there's be a delay.
I must be listening to a cock clock.
To a cock clock?
I didn't hear it. I thought it was live. I've got you live on there.
Yeah, there's a delay. You'll hear it in about a minute.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Thanks for your call.
Happy birthday.
What a strange world we live in, isn't it? Okay, so March 29th, this Friday, Being Frank, the Chris Seavey story comes out in cinemas, and I think it's also available to download and stream and all at the same time. I'd really recommend going and seeing it at the cinema if you get the chance, because it's wonderful. This is partly why we do the Rabbit Hole Picture Show. And we're thinking of My Cousin Vinny for the next Rabbit Hole Picture Show. But those films, we're so used to seeing stuff at home now on Netflix and all of that, but sharing those moments, I think, particularly with a film like this, it's actually very, very joyous. Don't need to be a fan of Frank or Chris. In fact, you know what, in some ways it might even work better if you're not, actually. It's a really, really beautiful film. I've got a slight vested interest in it. My record label is putting the limited edition picture disc vinyl out and the CD soundtrack, and it was absolutely stunning. I'm really proud because I was always been a big fan of Frank Sidebottom, and I sort of became friends with Chris for the last 4 or 5 years of his life. What a thrill! It's a real joy. So I'm looking forward to getting the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray is cram-packed with shed loads of extras and stuff like that. Anyway. Big exhibition going on in Manchester. Lots to the thing about Manchester is that they're celebrating some of their sort of more eccentric socially historical figures, and Chris Seavey is one of them. That's why they've got this exhibition. I'm going to do what I always do. I recorded this like 3 weeks ago, and I'm probably going to say...
That bit wasn't in it, you're fine.
Was it not? No. All right, fine. Anyway, listen, we're going to play this now and finish the show with me going to Manchester to meet Steve Sullivan, the film director, Dave Arnold, Chris's roadie, and have a look around the exhibition. Tomorrow night, this is going to go out as a podcast, and it's going to be about 20 minutes longer. So it's well worth listening to this, then also getting the podcast. And you can get the podcast on Acast or iTunes or...
And I boosted the levels, because apparently it's coming out quiet for some people.
All right.
I do spoil you.
Haven't they got volume controls? What's their problem? So sit back and enjoy this. This was a lot of fun. I went to Manchester. Literally, I was in Manchester for 2.5 hours.
Oh, you do say that.
So I went all the way to Manchester. Oh. Do I say that?
Yeah.
I've not heard it for weeks.
On the train.
I'll shut up. This is it. This is very exciting. I've come to Manchester on a cold, wet Sunday. I'm in Manchester for about 2 hours. I'm going to the library to see an exhibition of Frank Sidebottom, Chris Seavey stuff. I'm meeting up with Steve Sullivan, the director of the Being Frank film, and Dave Arnold, who's one of Frank's good friends. Now, where might they be? Where might they be? There we go, look. It's Dave. Hello, mate. I've started already.
I know, I thought you'd be like incognito. You don't
I'm a professional. There we go, look at this.
Yeah.
Hello, Steve. How you doing? You're right. We're recording.
Are we?
We're in.
Thanks for coming to Manchester.
Thanks for inviting me. This is very exciting.
Shall we get a taxi, motor vehicle to the venue?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. I don't know Manchester very well.
Let's get a taxi.
Right, let's do it.
Are you recording this in real time?
Well, yeah.
Right.
We are now in the library. Lead the way, guys. This is...
We're about to enter.
Bobbins, the fantastic archive of Frank Sidebottom and Chris Seavey from the 1st of March, that's a Friday, until the 30th of April, that's one of them Tuesdays. Absolutely free, boss. Thank you. Look at that. And there's... look at that picture. Stunning picture of... Well, it's not technically a BMX, is it? It's...
No, it is. It's a BMX.
Is it actually a BMX? Okay.
It's kind of a cut price. This is catalogue BMX.
This is what I was thinking. It's a cut price. There's Frank popping a wheelie. Oh, bless him. Let's have a look. Oh, look at this, man. Look at this. This is quite emotional, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is quite emotional.
As you can see, it's all ended up in a beautiful space that looks like the Starship Enterprise.
It does. It really does. All right, look, the first things first, Frank's World model. Oh, his fingers are snapped off, look.
Yeah. Maybe that's not first things first. Should we go to first things first?
Let's go to first things first.
Okay.
Go on, Dave. Oh, there's a side... No.
First things first. That's not...
No, okay.
So this is first things first.
Bobbins. Welcome to Bobbins, a celebration of the man with the papier-mâché head. I always thought it was a real head. That's disappointing. Frank Sidebottom and the life and art of his secretive creator, Chris Seavey. All done in fantastic, beautiful Frank font. What's where? Wherever you see the bobbin signs, there's fantastic stuff to see. Wherever you see the not bobbin signs, there's nothing to see. Wherever you see an eye, keep your eyes open for hidden stuff. You can watch rare videos of Frank and Chris in the iPod. You can listen to rare radio of Frank in the earpod. You can even have Frank Sidebottom on your coffee in the cafe. Fantastic. Let's have a look. Look at this.
Okay.
Oh, this is beautiful. Go on, talk us through this.
So the exhibition starts here with a display of Chris Seavey as a child, and as you can see, his creativity was pouring out of him from day one.
What's this? The Private Life of Jerome Custard.
These are little miniature books that he used to make for his own amusement. We've got The Private Life of Jerome Custard. We've got Making Your Own Wet Jelly by Colin Cathedral. How to Be a Party Sensation by Harry Hedgehog.
How old is he when he's... I mean, look at his beautiful little boy. How old is he when he was doing all this?
10 years old, I would imagine. Early teenage.
8 to 11 years old,
Because this is... 8, 9, 10-year-old kids, they write stories and they, you know, sometimes they'll make a little comic and stuff. But this is... These are proper little books.
Fully formed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've even got one open so you can see they're not just covers. He actually wrote these little books.
This is treasure. Where did you get all of this stuff from?
Well, I kind of became like the temporary custodian of all Chris's stuff after I wrote to Martin, Chris's brother, about 2 years after Chris's death, and said, look, has anyone ever thought about making a documentary about Chris? Not Frank specifically, but who was the guy inside the head?
Oh, sorry, I've just seen this rather disturbing image of Chris with his painted nipples. Sorry, that's in a mullet.
That image right there, that's who was inside the head. Yeah, the image that we're looking at is of a teenage youth who was painted himself red and black with house paint.
Go on, sorry, you were talking about Martin Seavey, his brother.
Just at Martin, he emailed me straight back and said, look, it's a great idea. I've got 100 boxes of Chris's archive. It's all been emptied from his house. I've got nowhere to put it. If you can come and haul it away and try and make anything creative out of it, you'd be welcome to try. We should say, I mean, I'll have said this before, but so you're Steve Sullivan, you're the director of Being Frank, the Chris Seavey story. Is that the full correct title? That's as long as we could possibly make it and still fit it on a poster. Why did you want to do it? Because Because I was always a fan as a kid of Frank Sidebottom, and I was always baffled by Frank Sidebottom and intrigued by Frank Sidebottom, and I just wanted to know who was the guy inside the head and why was he doing it. And after Chris sadly died, it still wasn't any more possible to really have an answer to that question. And bear in mind, I'd worked with him as well. I'd made the Magical Timply Tour documentary with him, and the 5 minutes that I spent with Chris that day were just totally baffling, and they just left me with even more questions than from meeting him. Yeah. So I still felt the world needed to know as well, who was he and why was he doing it, and he needed the credit finally as the creative genius behind Frank, not Frank always having just the credit. You know?
Dave, introduce yourself as well. Dave Arnold, how do you know Chris?
I know Chris from being just like a wide-eyed fanboy, discovering Frank in very early days, 87 maybe, seen him in The Enemy, and living locally, so being able to see him on the TV, go to concerts regularly. Once you're hooked, you're hooked. He would do a series of gigs, like Monday to Thursday, Timply lectures, and I'd go every night religiously. It's hard to join the dots, but eventually I ended up becoming friends with him and taking on some responsibilities for getting him to...
You were his roadie?
Driver.
That must have been...
Dog's body.
I mean, that must have been hard work. I mean, fun, but was he manageable?
For the most part, yes. Yeah. But, could be really frustrating to be around. Yeah. In fact, could be dangerous to be around in some... In what way? It's just a reckless guy with no... not worried about any consequences of anything. He would just go and do whatever without even really...
But none of it done with malice.
No.
That's the thing I got from Frank, and then when I knew Chris a little bit, not as well as you guys, but from Frank, it's the joy. There's nothing. The only meanness and vitriol is directed at a cardboard puppet, little Frank. That's it.
What's going on there? It's yeah. I mean,
there's something Freudian going on, isn't it?
There is.
You need two Freuds to work that out, I think.
Let's have a look what we've got here. The Freshies, of course, were the greatest pop band that never really were. We've got some singles. Again, this is, Chris was ahead of the curve in terms of the whole indie thing, of making his own records, making his own cassettes, making his own videos before anyone was really doing that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just was a total one-man DIY cottage industry, and he comes out of that punk scene, which was all about DIY culture, making something yourself and putting it out to just your fans and making your own statement that doesn't fit with the mainstream. But he even stands in opposition to all of that because he just lived his life like that as a philosophy. There's no sellout with Chris Seavey and Frank Sidebottom, partly because not many people were trying to buy it, I think, at the time as well. But I know his brother says in the film that his cassettes weren't a limited edition; they were a limited addition. Right. If somebody ever wanted one, he'd just knock off a cassette and post it to them. But he would post it to you. You got the handwritten letter. He just the level of detail and care and personalisation and direct communication he had with his fans. It goes beyond what any pop star would ever consider. Anyone would consider it beneath them. And to Chris, it was the point. It was to have that communication. I think.
I was saying he gave me a refund for a single that he'd run out of stock, and he wrote me a cheque, but he wrote it as Frank, knowing that I was never going to cash a cheque that's written and signed by Frank Sidebottom. Of course, it got stuck up against my wall. The Freshies, of course, brilliant pop, but never quite made it. They came close to it, and with that...
Well, what we're looking at now is a copy of the Freshies single "I'm in Love with the Girl" on the Manchester Virgin Megastore checkout desk. Yep. That catchy title. That was their biggest hit.
It's a great cover. I've never seen the cover before. She doesn't look that bothered by Chris, does she?
We actually did end up meeting Helen, who was the girl on the Megastore checkout desk. She had very fond memories of him and said he was absolutely lovely, although she did remember from that photograph his hands were sweating quite a lot. That was the biggest hit, and it went to number 54 in the charts. So that's, in terms of mainstream success, that's the pinnacle for Chris Seavey. And the saddest thing is, we've used that is actually the French version of the Megastore single, which is ultra rare. And if you see the single inside, they have misspelt Chris Seavey's name.
Oh no!
Yeah. So even in his biggest pinnacle moment,
French spelling.
CV.
All right, go on. Let's have a look around. We're looking at one of the multimedia displays, and it's brilliant. There's rare pictures of the freshies. What I'm really drawn to is these homemade flyers and posters of, for the freshies. I mean, look, handwritten dates and stuff. You say there were boxes from Martin Seavey. Where is all this stuff now?
Well, the byproduct of making the film was that we came here and met with Larissa the other year and said, look, my biggest concern is I've been living with all of Chris Seavey's archive for about 6 years now. I don't want to carry on living with all Chris Seavey's archive until I die. It has to be preserved properly, and it has to be looked at by proper archivists. And Larissa said, we'll take it. The City of Manchester will take it. And so all of it is now being permanently preserved in Manchester Central Library through Archives Plus, which
Larissa, was there any point, I mean, was there any question of you taking it? Because there will be some people, it's funny, it's that thing, isn't it? After someone dies, everyone goes, oh God, weren't they brilliant? But not everyone got Frank, not everyone got Chris. There'll be some people who might think, well, this is junk. Do you know what I mean? Was there any part of you that thought, this is a big undertaking for us?
Not really. I mean, if with my non-professional head on, there's no way on earth, with growing up and being a teenager in Greater Manchester and having Frank in the background, there is no way on earth, if somebody's going to offer us the Frank Side Bottom archive, that we're going to say no. And professionally speaking, I think it's about what we do here and what we collect and how we document the history of the City of Manchester and Greater Manchester as well. And it's about making sure that for the 20th century we collected everything that was important to everybody. So if you think about Victorian popular culture and how little of that has survived and how hard that is to unpick, we can't really make the mistake with that with 20th century culture. So somebody like Frank and just Chris, and then you see Chris and you see how creative he was, it would be a missed opportunity not to document that, really. And we've taken Chris's archive into the Greater Manchester County Record Office, so that's the arm of Archives Plus that collects for the whole of...
Whose job is it to go through... I'm assuming you've got to go through every single thing, have you, and catalogue it? Is that you?
Well, yeah, we'll have to think about how we're going to catalogue it, because it's a huge job. But, the Chris Seavey archive sits in the Greater Manchester County Record Office now, alongside Tony Warren, alongside Shirley Baker, the photographer, alongside Martin Parr. So it's all about those people that were capturing working class and honest Greater Mancunian culture, really. And for me, that's just... it's totally awesome. This is a career high.
Oh, really? Well, good. Dave, what do you reckon Chris would make of... I know it's almost an impossible question. He'd laugh, wouldn't he?
He'd be out the front smoking a fag. He would.
Yeah, he really would.
No, he would be... he'd be knocked out, I reckon. Yeah. It's like, he maybe gave the impression that he didn't really care about this stuff, but obviously he did. He cared enough that he kept it all in the first place. Perhaps didn't keep it in as good a shape as he could have done. But he's left it all for us to do these sort of things with, and people are going to learn. I mean, I think Chris as a person to look up to. If you look at Chris's peers and his contemporaries, they've all done quite well for themselves, but none of them have got a statue that's been built that's going to... I've seen the document. It's guaranteed for 200 years unless there's a nuclear holocaust, and... regardless of him being Frank Sidebottom, that's almost a side issue. It's just it's about being a true artist.
But this is what is interesting about the film, Steve, is that a lot of people kind of my age will only know Frank from Number 73, the kids' TV show, maybe Oink Comic, if they go back that far, and that's it. Think of the clown with the big paper mache head. But what this exhibition, and we've only just started, but what this exhibition and what your film shows is that Chris Seavey was an artist. He was a musician. He was a performance artist. He was an artist.
Yeah, and I don't think he even thought of himself as an artist. I'm not sure he thought too hard about what it was he was doing, because he was too busy doing it. Yeah. He would just get up every day. If he'd ever been to bed, which he very rarely went to bed, and just kept making work. And to me, that is an artist. That's a genuine artist. And that's the thing that I learned most from making the film and researching his life, is that I only came into it knowing about the Frank Sidebottom aspect of it, and then I suddenly found out, oh yeah, he was a singer-songwriter, oh, he was an illustrator. He was able to adapt to any medium and take it on, and not just make something that's really credible, but also really idiosyncratic as well. And it's him putting out his worldview and reflecting back his own experience. That's what art is for, you know, and yet he did it in such an individual way. That's why we're celebrating him.
Come on, let's go and have a look. What else have we got? We're by the head. Now, this is the later head, isn't it?
Not only ever one head.
Was there? I thought there was wasn't there not a first one that was...
The first head was constructed from paper mache.
Right.
But after say 20 consecutive gigs, the nature of what he's doing with the sweating, condensation, it started to decompose.
Yes.
Started to decompose. So the idea was that we'd move up a gear and he would make it from fiberglass. But unfortunately, to make a fiberglass one, you had to sacrifice the paper mache one to take the latex mould off.
Oh,
it.
so that's gone.
So that's gone.
That's been destroyed.
Yeah.
Just to be really geeky, because it was ruined, he actually did cover it in tin foil and turned it into Frank Sidebottom's Robotham. And I think he used to bring it in on a tea trolley, didn't he? Yeah.
You were saying, Dave, it is... See, the head is here. It's in a beautiful glass cabinet. It is smaller than you kind of think.
People have never seen the disembodied head, because it was always atop of Frank's shoulders. And when people see the head on its own, it's much smaller than people realise.
I think as well, people think it was bigger than it was, because Frank was normally right in your face if you were meeting him, so it probably seemed a lot larger than it was.
Partly because he couldn't see through the eyes. What are the eyes made of? Is that like... It looks like a stocking or something. It is, isn't it?
Ladies' stockinette.
Of course, one of my favourite bits was just when he'd just stick the tongue out through the mouth. Someone would annoy him in the audience, and he'd just stick the tongue out and waggle it. Oh.
Or push a twiglet in through the lips.
Yeah. Oh, look, this is actual treasure. I'll take this. So we've got we've got little Frank bodies, little Denise body, just made of cardboard.
They're all just made out of... I think he did have one particular type of what someone described as a potato puff box that he liked to use, a particular type of crisp that he just knew that it would be exactly the right size for little Frank. But they're all just, as he always pointed out to you, it's just a piece of cardboard.
And he would make loads of these, would he, Dave? Because quite often they get trashed. I'd see them and they get battered.
He would make one pretty much for every concert. If you never went to see Frank, his concerts were very sort of interactive. There'd be a quiz, there'd be a Sabutio tournament, there'd be some element where you could win something, and the prize would always be a little puppet body.
Yeah.
We're looking here. This is little Denise.
His head was stolen. Mysterious circumstances, never found.
Yeah. It was never found. We're actually considering, for the 2-month period that this is on, is holding a puppet amnesty to see whether we can get that back.
It'd be an emotional day for all of us.
If it did turn up, it could have a cabinet of its own.
Wow. If you're listening, if you've got it, then just, come on.
Get in touch, no questions asked.
Yes.
We've all had our fun with this, but little Denise's head really does want to return to Manchester.
What was so funny is that he just couldn't be bothered to make another little Denise's head, so he would do shows with just her body, and it was hilarious.
I think it was largely because the person who stole it apparently did try and ransom it back.
Oh!
And he said, but I do the voice, so why do I need the head?
Oh, look at that, and the Simply Big Shorts.
So we got little Denise.
Yes.
This is little Frank in his showbiz outfit.
Which you'll notice has been crossed out as well. So Frank at some point has crossed out little Frank there.
And we got the Simply Big Shorts home kit. And then on the end, that's actually a little Marquis Smith.
Okay, right, okay. And the banjolele we've got, which was used in the earlier shows, not so much towards the end. It was normally keyboards.
He moved on to keyboards, yeah. However, he would use that in most of his TV intros. I think the banjo is used. That's actually a really decomposed picture of... Is it Beryl Reid?
I think it was Beryl Reid.
Yeah, Beryl Reid. That photograph.
So a lot of this stuff has developed quite a lot of, I think the word is patina, you know, but that is part of Chris's aesthetic as well. I think, you know, he liked it when things decayed. I remember his brother taking us around the back of the house where he lived until the end, and he said there was an old piano out in the backyard, because it's Manchester, it rains a lot, and he said the piano just got more and more warped over the years, and the sound got worse and worse, and Chris absolutely loved it. He loved the changing sound and the way things just decay. He thought that was brilliant.
A lot of people will remember Frank from the comic Oink, which I remember it as being like a sort of kids' version of Viz. They kind of came out at the same time. It was slightly subversive. Kids' version is a little bit patronising, but he put so much work into his Oink. Sometimes it was a comic strip, sometimes it was just like a portrait or something. I would imagine he got like 20 quid or something for it. You quite often, I get the idea with Chris that the amount of work, more often than not, the amount of work he put in was not reflected in the cheque that he was given at the end of the day.
No, I don't think it ever was, but you couldn't have paid him enough to ever pay him fairly for the amount of work he did. But also, from what people have said, he didn't value money. He didn't really know what it was for. He didn't care about it. If he had it, he'd spend more than he had as soon as he had it.
What's the story about him going off to pay the gas bill?
Oh, that's about his computer games. That his wife had said, you need to pay, I think it was the telephone bill, you need to pay the phone bill, here's the money to go and pay it, just go and pay it. And then he came back in a couple of hours later going, look at this, I've got a computer, I'm going to write a computer game. And she said, you've paid the phone bill, haven't you, Chris? I'm going to write a computer game.
And he bought a ZX81 and he did write computer games.
He wrote multiple computer games and he put them out, and they earned very little money. I don't think it ever earned enough to actually get the telephone reconnected.
So we've got a lovely picture from Oink, and this is stunning. I'd have this on my wall without a shadow of a doubt. Batman, Bat Bottom and Bobbins, which is definitely not Frank and Little Frank as Batman and Robin. And then we got the stark contrast. By the way, that's a lovely choir we can hear in the background, which is beautiful, if you're wondering what that is. Stark contrast, there's a self-portrait of Frank sans hair, because me after chemotherapy. That's a bold thing to do, isn't it?
On multiple levels. It's that to me is what, you know, a great kind of example of why I would say he was a pure artist. Someone who could actually take the news that, I'm sorry sir, you've got cancer, and go home and go, right, how can I make that work for me? What can I do with that? How can I reflect what I'm actually thinking by bringing it into Frank's world?
It's a stunning picture.
And, you know, there's going to be a lot of people coming here over the next 2 months whose lives will be directly affected by cancer. I hope they would look at that and go, oh, life really is what you make of it, you know?
How was he with when he got the news of the cancer?
Just like Steve said, exactly the same. He was kind of like, brilliant, that gives me lots of material to work with.
Really?
To make comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not comedy, because Frank didn't do comedy.
No, but to make. Incredible. Go on. Right. What else have we got? Let's.
So this is a lovely thing here, right? So this is a large screen showing you maps of Manchester through the ages, how Manchester's changed, and they're all really detailed and elaborate. 1750.
We've got the magic eye, which is telling us there's something here.
But there is an eye, and if we scroll through the centuries to 1988, for example.
I remember this.
There's Frank's map of Timperley.
Frank's Timperley bike race game. I remember this. Jeez, look at this. That's just stunning, look. No, this music's great. The music kind of elevates this to something spiritual, yeah. This is stunning. Look at this, the NatWest Bank. It's a beautiful... Listen, if you don't know Frank's art, then I'm going to see my Twitter, because I'm going to tweet a few bits and pieces, okay, so you can get an idea of it. But it's very stylised, it's very unique, it's very obviously Chris and Frank.
It's instantly recognisable.
Yeah, exactly. Emerson Lakes, lards, the vital lard supply.
He's having a lard sale as well.
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that.
Down to this dog on the football pitch.
And again, this is huge. This is detailed, really, really detailed. He's done it as sort of like a board game. This must have taken him ages. Dave, how long would he spend doing something like this, I imagine he would just get lost in it, wouldn't he?
That's it. He would start. He would pick up the pens and he would start, and it wasn't done until it was done. You know, he would not eat. I mean, Chris was a smoker. He liked to smoke, but if he was deep into doing something like this, he would forget to smoke.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
He was that much into it.
But even, you know, down to like reflecting the little, like all this is real world as well, this Templey map. I mean, all these shops are the shops that were there at the time. But, you know, even the
Templey Aquatics, there we go, of course.
Templey Aquatics, which Frank always called Templey Zoo. Yeah. And it's just a fish shop. But not to him, it becomes this fantastic, magical thing. But even the 2 post boxes outside the Templey post office are represented there, you know, and it just that kind of thing that he just took the mundane and the ordinary and he elevated it into the fantastic.
What did they think of him in Timperley? Did everyone get the joke? In inverted commas, did everyone enjoy it? Were people annoyed with him?
Well, I remember asking Sterling, Chris's eldest son, and he said, I think for a while people were a little bit surprised, but after a while it just became Frank Sidebottom, and people just thought, leave him to it.
Yeah, leave him to it. That's a great way to summarise his career. Just leave him to it. He's not hurting anyone. I'm thrilled to see you've got my... Oh, look, you can look as well. There he is. You've got Amoeba Frank, who is the size of an amoeba. How did you find that?
It's tough. That's why the film's taken 7 years. Most of that time was just looking for Amoeba Frank. We thought we found it many times, but it was just a piece of fluff.
The film did take you a long time, Steve. What was going on? What was going on?
There has been a lot of cardboard, there's been a lot of gaffer tape, and there has been a lot of colouring in. But no, it's, you know, the film is a look through one man's entire life. And
yes. Two men's entire lives.
One man's entire 2 lives. And you know, there's a narrative about Chris that he died tragically young at 54, and he did. But the amount of work he packed into those 54 years, I'll never really be able to get across to people just how the volume of information that's had to go through to make that.
What is great as well, all crowdfunded, pretty much crowdfunded?
It was crowdfunded for the first few years, and then I just had to go to the film industry because it became a bigger and bigger story.
But what is interesting about your film and about the statue and about the funeral is, I mean, he was going to have a pauper's funeral, and then John Ronson, tweeted, can we raise a couple of grand to help? Suddenly there was enough for the funeral, then there was enough for the statue, then people wanted to contribute to this. I guess what I'm trying to say is the affection that people have for Frank and indirectly Chris is phenomenal, isn't it?
The love is endless, but the love, I think, is a direct reflection of how much love he gave out to everybody else. You know, he puts, even if somebody orders some badges, as someone says in the film, he'd send them a handwritten letter. Yeah. You know, he spent way more time on that than he's earned from the badges, so he just gave and gave and gave and gave to anyone who was interested in what he did. He loved them for it, and then they're just returning that love.
He was so kind to me, you know. He was. I only met him a few times, and he would phone me up and hassle me on the phone sometimes. Look at that with the telescope, with the giant eye. There he is, Morrissey. But both Chris and Frank, Chris more so actually, were so kind and so generous to me. Right, listen, let's have a look at these video booths. Yeah. Which you've got set up. Steve, this is... I'm sorry it's such a rush visit. This is really emotional. This is lovely. Look at this. So we've got a couple of booths. We've got nice air headphones. What have we got here?
So they've let us use these we've got 3 video pods, like video text. So they're individual booths. People can come and sit in. And they said, give us a few Frank Sidebottom videos. So we've put about 28 hours of the rarest material that we discovered in his archive. There are whole Frank Sidebottom gigs in here. There's a whole Freshies gig. There's one of the Freshies Razviz videotapes. There's the original Being Frank videotape. There's the original Denigration Now videotape. There's stuff that people have never seen. The things that are in the film for like 3 or 4 seconds, or just you get the whole gig.
Right, listen, let's talk about the film. The film's coming out the 29th of March?
Yeah, 29th of March it comes out.
And it's getting a general release?
Yeah, so cinema on the 29th of March. It's also coming out on digital on the 29th of March, so iTunes and Amazon and those kind of places. And I think I'm hopeful that about a month later the DVD and Blu-ray come out.
I would recommend, if you see it at a local cinema, go. I've seen it on a big screen, and it just looks. Seeing Frank on a big screen is a joy anyway. But it just looks amazing. So I'd recommend that. But the DVD you said is just packed full of stuff.
We've absolutely
bonus stuff.
We've crammed it. Whatever we can fit on the disc. It's exactly as Chris would have done. Fill it, because there is so much stuff. You have to just give people as much as possible. But yeah, my hope is that people go and see it at the cinema, because not only are you seeing it on a big screen, and you're seeing all the tiny detail that he did, really, so you can really see it, but also you're seeing it with an audience. And when you see a film with an audience, the funny bits are funnier and the sadder bits are sadder. So
hearing when I saw it, you very kindly invited me to a screening at the BFI, and when I saw it, hearing a whole cinema laughing at Frank or Chris, that was really special. That was really special.
Yeah, and I think it's an act that he always wanted people to see with an audience. It was about a communal experience, which is how the film has been made as well, with a whole community of fans backing it. So I think it's just about carrying that on.
There's a soundtrack album as well coming out, picture disc and CD.
There is. I don't know which label is putting that out or who runs that label. Some maniac. Somebody who just looked at Frank Sidebottom and just went ka-ching. This is going to make me a fortune.
Now he's gone. We'll make loads of money off his back. That'll do it.
That person's got a rude awakening coming when the bills start coming in. But no, in all seriousness, there is a beautiful picture disc vinyl album we've been allowed to make. There's a CD of it as well. We've made sure the CD is slightly different than the record, so there's like a different track listing. And it's what I love about the album is it's I'd say slightly more of a Chris Seavey album than it is a Frank Sidebottom album. But this is the first time people have been able to hear most of those Chris Seavey songs. They've been lost on audio cassettes, unlabelled audio cassettes in a cellar in the northwest, and now we're making them available.
Right, listen, it's 2:15. My train is in half an hour. I hate to dash, Larissa, but I have to leave. Thank you for opening the library for us. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Steve. Best of luck with the film. Do you know what? I'm getting the vibe that this is going to... Your hard work is going to pay off, so well done. And well done, Chris and Frank. And this has been really emotional, actually, coming and seeing all of this. It's I always get a little bit choked up when I see Frank like this. So thank you very much for inviting me, guys. I appreciate it.
What do you want now? Hey, I was wondering, could I come to space with you, Frank, please? No, you can't come. Why not? Because you just would not appreciate it. I would, because everything in space is absolutely fantastic. I don't believe you, And if you don't believe me, I'll show you my photographs when I get back up.